Welcome
I got a
back
question.
to Streets of Lavidia. I said you don't get questions. How dare you try to interrupt my opener? Um, Last session, the group assembled and received a job. Job requires them to steal an item from the museum. The item being a green stone that is said to be an egg of an eldritch horror, the Murkmire stone. They have tickets to go to a gala at the museum, which will serve as a first viewing of the Murkmire stone. It has been regarded as a artifact of importance by the folks present, and yeah, we left off last session asking the group to plan ahead. It doesn't really look like much came of that in discussion. So I will go ahead and give you folks some opportunity here prior to us kind of getting situated before the gala starts for you to decide how you want to proceed uh, in the lead up. With that, table's yours. Feel free to engage with one another. If you have any questions directly for me, please feel free to ask.
Do I have time to swap out my spells?
So you would have what you prepared for today. So whatever you prepared for today is what you'll have. So whatever that is, you have.
I gotta pull up the map that we have for this thingy. Hold up.
It's under notifications.
Oh, shit, I can't. Open. Open browser. Okay. Grand entrance. Or the egg. So it is on the second floor. We know that for sure.
So the display of it, if it's noted on the map, yeah, it's in the. It should be in the gemstone wing, which I believe would be marked on the map.
Got it. But we wouldn't know if it could be in an office somewhere.
It's going to be on display.
On display. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the gala's for. It's like they're basically putting on display and then having a bunch of rich people come and oogle it.
So most of the attention is going to be upstairs in the gemstone wing, right?
Perhaps. That is the only place that will be opened up for based on what you understand regarding the gala. Since it's not as large a space as the grand entrance, it'll probably be a situation where the grand entrance is utilized as like some sort of staging area. But again,
What's the time right now? Like how long before the gala actually starts, or has it already began? Or
so you'll have a couple of hours prior. That was the planning session. I was hoping for a bit more interaction, but again, it's okay if we're not good with like chat-based discussions. It's okay to do it during the game. I'm okay with that too. So that's what this point of time is for. You have about 2 hours.
Awful crooks, guys. Awful.
It's fine. I mean, you didn't type much either. But it's okay. I don't mind. It's just, this first part is important. I want to make sure that you guys, when you come into the situation, you're not coming into the situation and going, oh, well, we didn't get the plan. Yes, you get the plan. Everything you have is what you have. This is the time for that. So I just want to make sure you get that.
So, like, if there are... No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I would recommend the more conspicuous of our crew secure a ladder and perhaps some work clothes if you want to try and find a way into the building. Because,
the good old hard hat and ladder trick. I belong here.
you show up with a ladder and you act like you know what you're doing, and people will get out of your way, and they might even give you the keys to the building.
Okay, so I want you to think about that concept and then remember what happened when you tried to pull one over on the custodian. I just want to make sure you understand that, like, you're not dealing with people who are going to be like, oh, there's just random workers walking around or on top of the
Sure.
building.
Well,
Yeah.
of course, no. It's
Yeah.
you can't just you might need to say a few things, but you just gotta
Okay.
work on your presentation. You got to
There's gonna
try to be convincing.
there's gonna be a grounds management team. There's gonna be too much knowledge there for that to work. Honestly,
I'm thinking
someone's gonna ask
Hold on,
questions.
literally preparing for a big event right now. They're not gonna fall for it.
if there are alarms and junk,
Yeah.
why don't we try to start like an alarm on the first floor somewhere? Like try to get most of the attention, if not some of the attention, off of the Merkmeyer stone, and then see what we can deal with on that end.
I
Okay.
like that. What
Go ahead.
about? I mean, we don't know exactly where it's going to be displayed at specifically. It's going to be on display, but
Yeah,
we're going to need to find out where that is first.
yeah.
And
We
from a
have
thief's
How-
perspective, I just want to point something out to you. The entire event is for that stone. If somebody pulls a fire alarm, the first thought isn't going to be, well, the very rare circumstance of a fire starting happened. Let's focus on a fire. It will probably be much to your thought there. Someone's trying to distract us from the important thing. We should double defense there. So I just want to make sure, from a thief's perspective, if you were trying to steal something else in this museum, yeah, that'd be dope. Like during the gala for some unrelated item, hell yeah, that would be great. But the stone is definitely the focus of attention, so all things will be thought of as some sort of attack against it. Does
yeah,
that make sense?
yeah.
You know what they couldn't ignore though? An actual fire.
That
Hey,
is true.
Light it on fire.
I
That's
love
true.
that.
Joe, you read my fucking mind.
I would say that Brett would be very, very happy with that choice, especially if you can get the whole city in the process. That would be dope.
But I am also wondering, like, if they are gonna secure defenses on the Merkmeyer, I think as thieves, we should take the whole booty instead of part of the booty.
Mhm.
I would love to steal some stuff as well as the Merkmeyer stone.
Who has the bag of holding?
That was Mora, I think.
Laura's not coming. You do. I
Just
guess.
assume that the party has it.
Okay.
Party has it together. We're all holding one end.
Turnell,
We're all holding.
goes just reaches for it, and he's like, "Well, I'm going to be, probably arriving early, ahead of the rest of you. But seeing as how I'm going to be part of the gala, and I was personally invited by Miss Arkin, I'll hold on to this bag here, and see if perhaps I can just get lucky. I have the opportunity to grab the stone. I will. But otherwise, I will. I'll have eyes on the gala, and I can communicate with you about the current state of things, and perhaps let you know of anything I learn.
In this story, though, do any of us know each other? What's the story here? How do we talk?
We got cellular phones.
I mean,
Um,
like, but in person, if we need to talk in person, if we need to talk in the middle of everything, like, how do we talk? Do one of us know the other? Is there any connections at all? Are we all separate?
You do not know me.
No, we don't know that man.
Oh, I know you.
No.
I gotcha.
Well, I want to
Alright.
stress something very important because Michael's raising a very, 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 very good point. And as cool as you may think you are, you're fucking up the plan. So if you are going in there with the bag by yourself with no means of communicating with the rest of the group, you're the odd person out. You're not a part of the group. So the question needs to be answered. Michael's asking a very sound question. How the fuck do we talk? How the fuck do we be a team?
Right.
I got the plan.
We
We
have-
cause a ruckus. He's with the lady by the gemstone. He takes the gemstone. He gets out of there. While we
So-
light shit on fire.
I can cause a ruckus. Don't worry about that.
Pole dance.
Right.
The only
Start pole dance in the middle of the arena.
the only form of communication we have are the stones. Like for
Not necessarily.
You
We
can
have-
talk face
We
to
have signal-
face.
we can do signals.
yeah.
We have yes, signals also very good. Would be a great way to get somebody's attention if we are actually like sort of pretending not to know each other but still want to communicate.
Mm.
Now we have
brings up a
other
good
tickets
point.
to the gala, so we are going to essentially have 2 parties in attendance at the gala.
No.
Yeah.
You're gonna have 3.
No, well that's what I'm saying. We're gonna have we can have the three tickets that we were given.
No. You're gonna have 3 different parties. Krungar is not going in.
True.
Very
talking
Okay, I'm gonna
about
wait on the outside.
in the gala itself.
again, don't discount Krungar. If you're not using your whole team, it's a bad plan.
No, I haven't even finished talking.
Okay.
So, we're gonna have. So we've established that essentially, Bainar is like not associated with the rest of them,
Got it.
Mhm.
which allows him a little bit of freedom to sort of operate and get into places that otherwise he's got to sort of in there, which can afford him a little bit of leeway. The other 3 individuals that have the tickets that were provided by the other woman, they are free to communicate, interact with each other. There's nothing stopping them from talking to Bainar as, he's schmoozing and sort of mingling and meeting people, like socializing. There's nothing stopping you from approaching him under that sort of guise. Approach him, act like you're making some small talk or whatever, and then sort of like let slip this, that, or the other piece of information. As long as we're being discreet about it, no one's going to think too much about it. And that's just going to be like the individuals we have in close proximity to the egg. So that's 4 individuals, which leaves us 2 sort of people on the outside.
So we'll discuss Moro's place in this since Kevin's not here. If we do get to the gala and we do handle a potential larceny bit, Moro is on the reception side of it. He and Danelle are connected, so you can contact Moro, and Moro will tell you where to meet for the egg to go.
Okay.
So basically, he is the getaway driver in a sense.
Gotcha.
And then Krungar is effectively the intermediary between those 2. And also, if shit goes sideways outside, Krungar will be able to see it coming and inform you that it is on.
Yeah, Krungar has, I suppose, the most flexibility if he's going to be, I guess, entering the situation. I imagine there's all kinds of shit he can get up to outside the building. I just don't know what those things would be specifically.
Distractions. Tap on glass.
Yeah.
Rocket.
Kurnal, wouldn't Kurnal be in the sights of the custodian for most of the party? Since she invited him directly?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like it's a date unless it is.
No, it's a good point though. You are the one who's been seen and talked to.
Right.
You are the one who will have the most
not
notice
me.
if something goes wrong. Well, you know what I mean.
Bainar, which if things go south and people start getting suspicious, I will just throw the entire identity in the trash.
I mean, they'll be looking for you visibly.
Can you change your clothes?
Yes.
Like when you transform?
There's no transformation. It's just disguises. He just subtly changes things about himself.
Putting on a mustache and some glasses.
It is less like shapeshifter doppelganger and more Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's an incredible analogy.
Gotcha. Okay, so clothes can be changed.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Alright.
like everybody else, yes.
True.
You can certainly change clothes.
I put my pants on one leg at a time.
Just like every other one
I
of you
don't think there's much I can
criminal
do
assholes.
to change my appearance over here.
Number one thing is we need emergency signals. I think that's the first thing, right?
Yeah.
Like when something's going wrong or when something is triggered, how do we signal to each other? I have the prestidigitation.
I will
I
use
can leave a mark on the
Druidcraft
wall.
to make a bird call.
I can do that.
I have thieves' cant. I could make, like, I could write little symbols.
So the presumption, and I just want to make sure this is clear, you are a gang. So you are technically operators who deal with thieves guilds. Some of you, Valentines especially, are fluent in Argot, in the language of thieves. Thieves can't. They understand the signals, the drops, etc. However, that does not bar your group from having a light version of that coded language that wouldn't be understood by other members of a thieves guild, but would be understood by your clique.
That makes sense. So definitely, like, probably a subtle signal that is like, hey, trying to get somebody's attention, or like we need to talk. You can maybe like put up from across the room. And then what? Does this also include something like spoken phrases that have alternative meanings?
Yeah, it could mean that. It also could just mean that, like, subtle changes in your attire could mean, like, an alteration of the plan at hand. If you're wearing a hat, and perhaps a feather of a bright color appears on the hat at some point, and that means that, oh shit, I've been found, or, perhaps the removal of the feather means that you've been fingered in that way. It's dependent on how you want to do it. The sky's the limit. Just use your imagination, I guess.
Gotcha. This is rough.
So what's I guess what is the plan? At the end of the day, how are we doing this? Are we scoping things? We're gonna scope things out. We're gonna talk to some people. We figure out where this egg is, and then what?
We gotta take it, but somehow.
We just take it?
I think we should try to switch it out with something similar.
We don't know
But
what.
like, have we seen the egg? Like, have we seen pictures of it or anything?
You were given a description of it, so you can kind of formulate what it looks like.
Well,
We can get the lady to describe it and try to make a false one in the next couple hours. Like, we got her still. She's not like left town or nothing, right?
She hasn't. If you communicate that request, she'd say that no, that's not a possibility. Not in the time allowed.
Yep.
Create a copy of it.
Don't need to be
In less than
convincing.
2 hours. Now,
Make a copy.
Make it out of clay and paint. It'll be fine.
Shit. Okay, so we can't get something similar. All right.
how
Damn.
large is that exactly?
He does have prestidigitation. He can make a fake
I was
illusion of one.
exactly where I was going. How large is this thing? Because I could also make the illusion. I can stay behind.
it's about
You
basketball
make
size.
out with it. I
Basketball
charm my way
size
away.
stone. Okay.
What
Do
you
not
do,
underestimate my charm.
you put up a minor illusion on one side of the display that makes it look like it's still there, and then you stand behind that illusion, take the stone, and run away with it.
As soon as I'm outside of 10 feet, it's gone.
That would require you to be the only one on that side of the illusion.
I'll give you a 10-foot head start.
If someone's able to steal it, and I can make the illusion somewhat instantaneously, I hang back, you make off, whatever excuse you have, just fuck off, and then we'll figure it out from there. I'll make it out. Who's to say I'm the one?
Do you want to focus in on why the cantrip might not be the best choice? Specifically for this item in particular? So, the item is going to be looked at a lot A lot of people are going to be scrutinizing. A lot of people are going to be studying the item. That's the entire point of the gala. So if you use minor illusion and a creature takes the study action to examine this image, the creature will determine that it's an illusion if they, once studying it, make an investigation check and beat your spell save DC. So if you are very secure in your spell save DC and the effectiveness of your illusions, and you don't give a fuck about chance, then yeah, go nuts. But
we only need enough time until the person with the actual egg gets away.
more than fair.
That's my bid.
So
For
if we're
now.
going for speedy escapes.
It's not a bad idea, but it is an idea with inlaid risk. I just want to make sure that that is clear.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a certain part of the plan that we really cannot reliably create until wheels are in motion and we're actually in the midst of the gala.
I can also create a distraction simultaneously. Both things can happen. I can distract.
Oh yeah, you can start doing
You'll
his little fire
create-
dance.
You're out.
Wait. Does that say Allosaurus?
Yeah.
Like in Magic the Gathering?
No, like in
The dinosaur.
Deep cut. Deep cut.
Stop the
Or
press.
we could
Oh,
definitely
fucking
do
dinosaur.
Do you have necromancy?
We could
Yeah, I
definitely
mean,
do
kinda.
something with.
We need a distraction. Holy shit, the skeleton's alive!
a real quick note, though, could very well be the case that it already is prepared for such events.
Mm.
Yeah, but I just, if we had a goddamn first level spells.
As I said, I can't change my. I noticed. I noticed some of his.
At
the
the
other spells
least,
he
my
gave us. Like,
Oh, okay.
create a distraction.
You see where the gemstone wing is? Those stairs where it says to attic. Is that going up to
Up
the attic
to
or
the
no?
attic. Yeah, that's right.
the roof access.
So, like, what if we just come in, someone sets off the Allosaurus, like, if it's alive or not, we set it, make some fucking noise, while someone's sneaking from the cafe into the creatures of the past, to the underground wonders, archaeological display, and then are those doors, or is that a window, or is that just a wall?
What doors?
On the lower right, where it says security for Murkmire Stone here.
Oh, it says security in
Door.
the space. There are door access points on the left wall and the south wall. The southern wall entrances look like they're up against the eastern wall.
Okay.
Are there any windows throughout the building at all, first or second floor, besides the one attic window?
There are, but the windows in question have barring to them, and then inside, especially during the evening hours, they have large, heavy cloth drapes that are pulled.
I mean, I could very easily fucking throw some oil on a window, light it with the torch, start a fire on the first floor. You guys do what you got to do in the panic, snatch and grab, drop it out the attic window to somebody else.
Yeah.
So, does this gemstone wing, it doesn't have any windows?
The gemstone wing has a couple, sure.
Oh, okay. Man, there's a lot of things I want to look at.
Because I'm thinking, like, I
should have paid the 50 gold and scouted.
I just do a drive-by from the archaeology. Jesus, I can't pronounce the word. Archaeological display, and then run into the attic, jump out the fucking attic window with the magic bullshit, and then just run across rooftops until I'm safe.
Here's an ambitious idea. How many people do you think we could smuggle in with a bag of holding?
None.
They would die.
Okay.
There's no
It'd
oxygen.
probably take you more than 10 minutes to get through
A
security.
bag of holding
Yeah.
is carrying
I know that would
250
work.
pounds,
That would work.
so that'd be one person, effectively.
Oh.
But even
Oh,
still, if that person were put into a bag of holding, especially your bag of holding, it's highly unlikely that a living thing survives going in that bag of holding.
Dragon Ball Z.
Lies.
Hey, we could do that. We could do that. How Vegeta
It's
stole the Dragon
specialized,
Ball.
you're
Just
lying,
blast the
all
window
of
out
us.
and throw the motherfucker.
Oh
No.
wait,
John's
Absolutely
back.
not.
it has happened.
I am not lagging. You are lagging.
Okay.
All of us are lagging.
That's right. That's what I said.
Okay.
Everyone but
Alright. So I think we should go with this Allosaurus route. I think we should just make a big ass distraction with the Allosaurus.
That is bold.
Because
It's a bold move.
it's not on the other floor, so they won't be like, oh, I mean, they will be like, defend the Merkmire Stone. But I think the
No.
Allosaurus will get enough of the, like, looky-loos that are judging the Merkmire Stone to leave the area, maybe, possibly. And then we could just run off with the Merkmire Stone in that split second of chaos.
I'm not against it.
Where would you run to though?
The attic.
You gotta
And
run
then
to the
jump
attic?
out that window. Yeah. I got quick fingers. I can open up.
Okay, you're on the roof. Now what? Where you
I
going?
jump off.
What kind of security do we think might be on this stone? Like, if you
We
go
don't
to
know
grab
yet.
it, is something going to be loud, or
12 guards.
is it going to scream, "Hey, someone's stealing the stone right here"?
I think we need to demand more pay for this.
I have an idea looking at this map, or at least Kiernell has an idea, something he's gonna try to sort of get an idea of what kind of alarms and stuff they have there.
There is always the option too, if you guys don't see it viable to get away with any of these schemes, that we come back after they close.
That's also a possibility.
Yeah,
Those who aren't arrested or killed on the spot.
But
and
we're
it's
like
like
we're on a time limit, right? Like we have a couple days before it blows up or something.
No, tonight.
No,
it turns into
it's tonight at midnight.
a
they
pump.
said.
Oh, it's
midnight.
gonna blow up tonight at midnight. Okay.
When does the gala end?
So
At
the
midnight.
gala starts at 7 p.m. It ends at 9 p.m. Shutdown after that will take about an hour. So 10 p.m. would probably be the time when it's just guards on the scene.
Mm.
Is that
But-
backup?
And probably
like
the
backup.
custodian.
It'll be you guys versus Ben Stiller.
I can take them.
This is a night at the museum joke, people.
Yes,
It's
a good one.
It seems
It'll be
more.
a good time. That'd be a hell of a D&D.
beautiful joke.
Go ahead, Joe. You had something smart sounding to say.
Yeah, it seems more viable to use the gala and the potential for panic and chaos to pull this off rather than trying to outwit a
Yeah.
12 guard patrol and without
Yeah,
killing
that's what
anybody.
I think it's backup plan for sure.
Yeah,
Because
like
I
an
feel
after
like
hours thing.
with the panicking civilians, like it'll be harder for them to lock shit down. Rather
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
doing it after hours and then them being able to just be like, oh, they're here, lockdown.
Yeah, any major traps that could happen would be less viable during a showing because people are going to be interacting with it. So that makes sense.
And there's always going to be that one or couple people that are like, oh, what's in the attic?
I can also
Okay.
create a fire as well. So we have many options for creating fires if that is what we're thinking.
100%. Fire is always on the table.
Just light it on fire at the end.
Yeah.
Backup plan. Burn it
Fire.
For
down.
me, yeah. For me, waiting outside, I just need three things. Like they could be like three different signals, or we could use the call stone, and I'll just be brief in how I react, what I say. But
Yeah.
I just need to know if I need to cause a distraction, if I need to come in and assist, or if I need to get ready outside the top window to make the catch and run for the touchdown.
So, in the bottom right-hand corner of the gemstone wing, that's a door that leads to the archaeology display.
Correct.
Okay, so I mean that might be like a way out, or a sort of like literally like a back door to the situation.
And I just want to make sure, since we discussed windows, that we understand the nature of the windows. This is not the, ha ha ha, I'm in a cartoon, break through the window, fall to my safety in the grass, and run away. Heavy drapes. I'm talking like theater curtain level thickness drapes. Closed, tied shut with cord. Behind that heavy leaden glass, and then beyond that, tight knit lattice cages made out of wrought iron. So if you were to try to escape through a window, it would be open the curtain first thing, break the glass, and then try and remove the cage. So I just want to make sure you folks understand that windows are not an escape vector. That is not.
Is that the same thing in the attic?
The skylight, as we looked at it, is just 4 panes of triangular shaped glass from what you can see of it. Beyond that, you are not sure. But the windows on the exterior of the building are literally just for light.
Yeah. So then, attic or front door, basically. Or the back door from the basement.
Right.
I've got a question. Does Kiernell know where, like, occult-style people like to hang out in the city?
That you could gather in less than 2 hours? No.
Does he know of any, like, Lady of the Deep cults in the city?
No.
Okay.
Don't exist.
Oh. Well,
trying to get another group to attack the city.
Lady of the Deep doesn't exist
There's a Lady
anymore.
of the Deep in there.
No, the Lady of the Deep cults don't exist.
Yeah, she ain't been around for 100 years.
Okay. Well, I will say Kiernell is looking to basically arrive at the museum about 30 minutes early.
Okay. So we didn't discuss those signals. I just want to make sure that those are discussed. Because it was mentioned.
Yeah.
Finalized.
I feel like writing on the wall would be a little too, like, oh my god, there's thieves here.
Try and think of personal signals, and that you should be
Yeah.
keeping some sort of, like, means of keeping an eye on one another.
Yeah, it's like, hey, if you make direct eye contact with me from across the room and like do this with your eyebrow, like that's like letting me know that hey, we need to talk.
Varric, you can do lights and shit, right?
I was about to say I can also do smells, sounds, like light sounds.
Okay.
I got druid crab. I can like make a
Yeah,
breeze
those are
blow down
also
your neck.
things that are
Honestly,
you make the whole place smell like cabbage soup. Somebody's here and say, "Who the fuck is boiling cabbage?"
yeah, we need. I think we should do like a system where Varric and Copper have eyes on either both Valentine and Kiernel at all times. That way, one of us or both of us could give a signal, whatever it may be, and it could mean like start shit, don't start shit, shit's about to go down, or we need to fucking go. Like that kind of like party system. And then Varric and Copper try to find out how to stay in communication the whole time. Like we could use the stones, but the stones have one volume setting, and it's probably not good.
We're Dragonborn, baby. We can just like, hey, another Dragonborn. Hey, what's up? We're friends now.
Girlfriend, how are you?
That's how we stay linked. Keep bumping into each other. Hey, buddy.
That's how we do it, baby.
If you speak into the stones, it's heard at the same volume you put to it. However, that could mean that the person on the other end isn't able to hear you if you're whispering due to their surroundings. Or if you're yelling, you could be overheard by people around the person you're communicating to. So it's as if you were there, but the problem is you do not have the benefit of knowing how they are presented, what they are doing, unless you are directly looking at them and go, I need to speak to this person. They don't look like they're talking to anybody. Ring a ding ding.
Right. As far as using the stones while we're at the gala, Kiernell would prefer it if you don't call him, he will call you. Because there's not really because of that reason, there's not really any way for you to know who he might be who he might be talking to or what he might be trying to get done. So he doesn't want
Yeah.
somebody blowing his cover while he's in the middle of something.
So, do we want to let the bag stay with Kiernel since Kiernel will be isolated, or do we want the bag to go to someone else who would?
I think
Actually,
the
that would
bag
that
could go to
idea.
Copper.
Copper's the bag. Copper is
Yeah.
being left with the bag. Okay.
Because I feel like Copper, out of all of us, is the least conspicuous.
All right. So
You know what?
The
I like
least
this too
conspicuous.
because you're normally the grab guy,
Yeah.
and we do a handoff. So the grab guy can't be the one who's caught with the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I like it.
And I
He's
will say
also
that
the
once you
second
hand the
timer.
bag to Copper, a massive black hand with huge nails comes out and grabs a hold of Copper's head and drags him into the bag. No.
You better stop.
Oh dang! To be like, what's happening? We're totally derailing into something else.
Bagman
We're-
was
Get
mentioned.
the bag. Get the
We
bag.
went from thieves to we're going to Strahd.
Yeah. Okay, so Kiernel will arrive early. Then Copper, Valentine, Varric will arrive together with their tickets that they were supplied with by Danelle. Krungar will have a ticket, but will not enter the scene and also won't be dressed for the occasion. But if necessary, could probably intimidate his way through with the ticket to get into the gala if needed on site, for whatever reason. The intent is to enter into the space to gain information about the security measures around the Murkmire Stone and possible methods away from that space. If an opportunity arises, the goal is to secure the stone and escape with it. And if you are going to be escaping with it, that's when you'll be communicating with Krungar to see what the best, at least from outside perspective, method of exit would be, and if he can help secure it even further. Is that a fair assessment of your plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I will say to Krungar, also be aware of any symbols you may see on the outside. If things are going badly, we may be coming out one of those doors.
All right.
Gala o'clock. So as time approaches, one of you arrives earlier than others, as described. Give me a second here while I just place some tokens. Wow, this is the first time we're placing tokens. I made these tokens, didn't I? What?
I made them. Pretty sure I made them.
Oh, because we had to update sheets and shit.
All right.
Damn it.
What?
I'm fixing tokens. Bear with me here for a second. Update default token. Update default token. Not gonna be there. Update default token. And update default token. Okay, cool. So that should be good. And then perfect. So Krungar, you're gonna be on the map, but the only reason I'm doing that is so you have something to look at while everything's happening.
Thanks.
No problem. Don't want you to get too bored.
Like looking at stuff.
Me too, man. And then for everybody else, you're being put onto the board, and the map is being switched. And snapping. Okay, so first on the scene will be Kiernel as false name here. The exterior has changed slightly since you last were here, it does look like a lot of additional signage has been put up, specifically tapestries and the like, showing off details regarding the spoils of Murkmire. Is the name of the gala event, the official name of the gala event. Come see the treasures found in Murkmire, the wreckage of a very strange, elvish-looking name of some sort of sky ship. There's pictures of it, and there's a picture of the Murkmire stone. It looks like everything is very neat and ornate. You would see that the ticket booth is closed, dark inside. For those of you who came out here during the daytime to kind of investigate and the like. And instead, it looks like a small little security guard kiosk has been put in place. And there stands an attendant, looks like an official for the museum, holding what appears to be a clipboard and a pair of strange-looking goggles. With that said, you approach Kirnell, and the individual in question says, "Hello, welcome. I assume you have a ticket?" And reaches their hand out.
I do. He presents the ticket.
Takes a look at it. And then, over a course of a couple of moments, asks you your name, which you give. They check the list. They look to the ticket. And then they look at the ticket for a second, and it disappears. Like a puff of smoke appears in their hand. Perfect. You're more than welcome in. And just as a note, you have been marked so that we do know that you are on the scene. If you leave the establishment, you are not welcome back in. So it's a one-time use situation, the ticket. I do suggest you remaining on site if you are interested in seeing any of the vast and wonderful things we've added in to the museum.
Yes, I understand the gala is starting soon, but is it right if I take some time to enjoy the other exhibits? Before...
Unfortunately, no. Everything has been closed off to you. At current, the waiting area is open for folks to enter into. You can treat with the other well-to-do folks of the city of Penford as we wait for the gala exhibits to open. There are some places that will be allowed access, but most of the places that will have things for the spoils of Murkmire have yet to be put up for display. Apologies for that.
He looks very annoyed at that, but he says, "Very well. May I?"
Of course, it gestures in. You would walk into the area, the main hall here, and you would see that it's filled with, and I know they all have the exact same token. However, they're not all the same dude. That's just the NPC token for noble. They are a bunch of well-to-do looking individuals. They are wearing finery, jewelry, treasures upon them that are very much the signs of high society. This is... Mora would hate it here. It's a good thing he's not here. That being said, they are talking and chatting about. You do not see the custodian anywhere in sight. Or curator, rather.
Can Kirnell have a cane?
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't something I previously discussed, but it's definitely like something that I imagine him having.
Absolutely fine. Is it a weapon?
So, okay.
Like, is there a sword in it?
I mean, no, I don't think I have proficiency with any of that, but I do have a club here.
Okay, yeah, it can serve as a cudgel. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, so he kind of makes his way inside, and he's kind of, before he like fully enters the crowd, he kind of takes a minute to sort of scope everybody out and see what kind of artifacts and things are on display.
Sure. If you would like, you can try and engage somebody in random conversation. There's nobody here that looks like someone you know directly, so there's no one to like kind of broach to that would be more defined than anybody else for you at current. The curator is, like I said, not currently available. They are not on the scene.
Okay. And I guess I will try to find whoever looks like they're the most like isolated or like don't really have company, and I'll go try to engage them in conversation.
Okay. Roll a d4.
Four.
Okay. You walk over to a couple of people who are kind of close to the stairs that are just kind of talking. And as you walk over, you see them see you approach, and they go, "Oh, hello. You must be." And pleasantries are exchanged. They mention that they are Georgina Lucina Vander La Rahal. God damn.
Okay, I'm gonna let you write that out.
Sorry?
You bet.
What is that name?
Georgina Lucina Vandy Lara Ha. And
Okay. That's a name.
Betsy is the other one.
Betsy.
Betsy? Oh, Jesus.
And it seems that they are talking gossip, and when you kind of interrupt them, they introduce themselves to you, and seeing as you are also an elf, because Georgina is an elf, you would note that she's kind of got a sneer to her face at all times, is staring down the bridge of her nose at every single person here. Just by what she's wearing, you can tell that she has specifically purchased these items because somebody told her that these were the most expensive things, and you are pretty sure that the person who was telling her was right because they are very lucrative looking items she is wearing. Her friend Betsy is literally just the Me Too, or the plus one, the, you know, sidekick friend who's just listening to her talk shit. And she says, "I really just don't understand how such petty individuals have been invited to this gala." And looks to you like, "Oh, not you, of course. You seem fine." But
Oh yeah, like Banar was gonna start laying it on Georgina like really thick. Just like, showering her with compliments, like really hyping her up, just making her like she's got that ego, and he's just gonna keep feeding it.
so she loves that. And in the process of talking, she basically discusses that she has a distaste for this individual named Dr. Horthnar Stonecrusher, who she points to without pointing. It appears to be a dwarf who is wearing the most lavish looking suit that you have ever seen. It looks like it's like crisp black with gold, like, things about it. The word's escaping me right now. I'm sure I'll see it here in the chat.
Embroidery.
In a moment. Embroidery. That's perfect. Good. Yes. Just a very lavish looking guy. His beard looks like it's been manicured and trimmed by the finest capable barbers. It has gold and diamonds in it. It's a bright kind of like brown color. And he seems nice enough from just appearances, but she talks shit about him a lot and says, "Oh, he's just someone who cuts on people for medicine. Huge natural history buff, and just like all dwarves, enjoys gemstones," which to you comes off as a bit racist, obviously. But I mean, you're an elf. I mean, maybe you are too. You horrible fucking elves.
Well, he follows up her comment by saying, "Yes, I've never seen a mushroom in a suit before."
She laughs. And you continue on in kind of learning that she doesn't like him and he's an asshole. And that's all that really happens in that conversation. But it goes on for some time unless you breach away from it. There's really no one else that looks like... But it seems you're ingratiated with her and Betsy. Like, you look like a trio where you see other trios kind of connected. So you've kind of formed the bond there. And that duo would be this group here. So you can go ahead and place yourself next to them if you want.
All right, I will make sure not to mention Georgina's beard. Wait, where's my...
That said, the rest of you will arrive on the scene.
Where's Kier now?
Right
Oh,
there.
there he is. Okay.
That's right. I was disguised as you.
Could happen at any time. I become
It
you.
really could.
So the three of you arrive. You're treated to much the same scrutiny. Tickets, please. Then they investigate the list. And something that was never asked and is now coming up to be brought to your attention. The guy at the front counter says to, who's the leader of your trio?
Oh god. I guess he could try. Valentine could try.
Only,
Unless
only if-
Varric wants to
yes.
do it.
I am the leader.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh god, okay. Well, I'm not the leader. What do you mean? Where's shoot. This looks sorry, this looks really weird because it's in like small mode.
Perception.
There we
Okay.
go.
So as you're being asked, it looks like they're scrutinizing the tickets. Like they think that they're going to match. And you have this moment where you kind of doubt yourself. Like, oh my god, did we even read the tickets? Did we even look at them? Which you didn't. And you're kind of like, as she asks, or the attendant asks your name, you kind of quickly do like a look over at Valentine's ticket, and you see that the ticket has no name attached to it. It says, given to at the expense of Master Goldbelly of the Council.
Nice.
And so what would your response be to your name?
Oh no.
What is my name?
That is what I asked.
I have been invited by Goldbelly himself.
We still have to jot down your name just so we can report that information.
Yeah, so it is Varric Caith.
Notes it down. Thank you so much. Hold the ticket up. It vanishes. You're welcome in. And the same process goes through. You clearly just follow Varric's lead on entering. And once inside, you do have a couple of groups that are available. You see Kiernell is with some elvish lady and some other elvish lady.
I don't give them my name though.
What name do you give them?
I give them Yellow Belly.
Yellow Belly.
Oh.
Okay. And Copper, do you refuse to give them the name Rorik?
Yeah, I give him Merrick Bindlash.
Fair enough. Okay, so once established, you enter in. You can certainly go to who do you wish to speak to and the like.
Is there anyone serving drinks?
Down
Or
here,
food?
there does occasionally seem to be a person who will walk around with a tray.
Okay.
I would like for the two thieves that we know are kind of a bit more indentured into like that aspect of your characters to go ahead and make perception checks.
Oof. 5.
Yeah, I see it. So, Michael, Varric is a pretty cunning individual when it comes to burglary. This is not the case because you have done it for a long, long time. But when you have done it, you have been a lot more serious about it due to Valentine's insistence. The two of you work well as a group. Valentine seems be a little bit more kind of like, okay, what are we getting into? Where you're kind of like, the job's the job and focused up. The two statues in the front hall, they aren't just normal statues. You can see that there are rune markers on the pauldrons, the arms, the fingers, the legs, that mark them as animated armor. They can be commanded by the guards to join the guards in combat against anyone present in their efforts to detain them. With that being said, do you wish to check on anything in here in particular, or go to any specific individuals?
I would go up to the person with the tray
Okay.
and say, "Hey, do you have what is your finest beverage of the mind-altering variety? If you know what I mean, old chap."
They kind of hold the tray out, and you can see that it's all the same drink in fluted crystal glasses.
Ah, I see you have the same drink in every situation. I will take that. And I grab a drink
Nods
and
his
start
head.
sipping from it very daintily with a pinky.
Yeah. And you obviously are a people pleaser, and like nobody's beneath you, but you definitely understand that that person, as they're walking to the next person, has been instructed very seriously not to speak to anybody, and to just do their job with their head held high, but their eyes pointed at the ground. So there's kind of like a moment of sadness where you're like, that poor
Awkward.
bastard. That poor bastard.
These guys are the guards, right?
Yeah, the guys that are in black with like the hands going up like that, those are guards, correct?
Okay, gotcha. I want to try to schmooze up to one of them.
Kieranel would also like to acquire a drink, and then he would like to spend some time sort of surveying with. But so the Merkmar stone is not on display yet.
It's in the gem It's in the gem area, so we're not there yet. It hasn't been opened up to you.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's about.
right.
I would say this is like right at time 7:00.
I see. This is still the ground.
You had 30 minutes in the lead up where you basically ingratiated yourself with Georgina and Betsy. My question is when it comes to drinking, have you just taken one for show and are kind of just holding on to it so you look like you're ingratiated in a group, or are you drinking to drink?
No, this is definitely like I might occasionally sip from it, but it's 9/10 is.
You're not passing through the first one, is my question. You're not going to start drinking multiple glasses of whatever they're serving.
I'm not just going to start fucking slamming them.
Okay, for the Elvish palate, it is exceptional. It is an amazing spring wine. It's something that is crafted by the Atele or Spring Elves. It seems that it is a very fine vintage, probably close to somewhere in the middle of the Wizard's War, so we're looking at 50 to 60 years old. It is a very tasty beverage.
Takes his first sip and he's like, marvelous. This is absolutely exquisite.
I know. Yes, I suggested to Alda that she be sure to bring good stock here.
Oh, you know Alda.
Oh, I do. I'm just sad that she didn't pay attention when I said good stock, and her eyes kind of pointedly glare at Dr. Stonehammer. Or whatever his name was. Dr. Stone Crusher, sorry.
Doctor.
Yeah, she mentions that he is a surgeon. That was mentioned.
Nice.
He's not cutting on people for fun. It's a job, sorry. So for the other three, I just want to be sure. So, Sebastian, you're trying to smooch up a guard.
Yeah.
Varric, what are you doing?
I'm just, vibing,
Okay.
having a drink.
Is there any groups that you want to wander to, or do you just want to stand there by yourself?
No, I'm just gonna kind of like meander around the area, kind of just scanning.
Not quite
Like-
not quite like ingratiating yourself, just kind of being your own person and just doing your own
Yeah.
thing. Got it.
Acknowledging people, like seeing the groups, nodding, kind of just looking at my surroundings.
In Copper.
Copper's go. He's never seen this animated armor before. He's
Actually,
he's
since
checking
you're,
it out.
since you're using a pseudonym, we're gonna call you Electrum today.
Electrum? Sure. But he's checking out the armor.
Okay. The armor looks, fine enough. Two individuals walk over to you. One of them is a dwarf, and one of them is a Goliath. And they look to you and go, "Hail! I haven't seen you around in the Pleasant Quarter. Where do you hail from, sir?" The Goliath says.
Ah, greetings. I am Merrick. I am new to town. I've come for the exhibit.
Oh. The dwarf smiles and says, "Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm Dr. Stonecrusher, and this is my friend Lord Bloodrock."
Good, shake their hand.
Yes. So, are you interested in this armor set? I wouldn't be. It's simply just a security measure. A friend of mine installed them himself.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
What do you do for a living, sir?
Oh, I'm a surgeon. I operate on folks with the means to invest in betterments to themselves.
Betterments.
That's right.
Could you explain?
Well,
Yeah,
I don't think...
he's got some glass. He's got some glasses on as part of his disguise. He's pushing up like I am very intrigued.
I don't know if it's a problem too much with folks of the scaly persuasion, but folks with flesh typically desire to have it modified to suit their desires, and with the aid of magic and the blade, I am able to help them become whoever they want to be permanently, or until such time they change the blade.
You gotta lean in close. Can you make me taller?
Well, no, I couldn't do that, I don't think. I can certainly consider some options to assist you with that. I do know some alchemists who are quite keen and capable in creating tinctures and the like that
I'm just playing with you, sir.
transmute.
I've long been made fun of by my scaly friends.
You are quite short, says the Goliath.
Got a side eye real quick.
Well, fuck you. Okay, so
Like yes, I know.
Sebastian, you walk
And you,
over.
sir.
Oh, Lord Bloodrock says, I'm a dignitary. I reside here since the Wizards' War. My clan was obliterated during the early portion of it, and I've been working to restructure my clan ever since.
Sorry to hear that.
He's not the same. No,
Right,
he's
so
not. He's not a not one of the dark dwarves. I forgot their name.
No.
Rubber.
Stonecrusher is a, I guess you'd say hill dwarf. He's not a dwarf.
Okay. There we go. Okay, got you. Thank you.
Baby cat, you need to not do that right now. Okay? I know. New desk is very exciting. Very, very exciting. But you must go down. Down? I knew this was going to be a problem. But here we are. Okay, so, Sebastian, you walk up to the guard.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sort of walk up next to him and just be like, "How you doing?"
How close are you standing?
Like 5 feet.
He does not respond to you.
Are you allowed to talk? Let me take that as a
He
no.
gives you a tense glance, just kind of like
Alright.
a leave me the fuck alone kind of look. And
Alright, I'll leave you alone. Just give me 1 second. I need you to point in the direction, right? Where can we get the good stuff? I'm not talking about this stuff out here that they just give us. I'm talking about the good shit, the stuff that'll get you fucked up.
And with the most annoyed face, a person who's getting paid way less than they should be getting paid, while people who are way, way more vapidly earning money over top of them, he says, "You are receiving the finest the museum has to offer." And then he turns back to attention.
I'll give you a gold piece if you can point me in the right direction.
He does not respond to you any longer.
Shit. Well, you're no fun. I'm gonna start walking away and into this group to bother them.
Okay. So, as you approach, the third person who's here actually wasn't technically there. That person
Okay.
will come out as you approach. And Kernell, occupied, will need to make a perception check to see if he notices this individual enter the scene. And Baby Cat, no!
And he stepped away for a minute.
Is it
One
Alda?
second.
You would know if you see her, but you don't.
Okay, you said perception?
Yep.
It's baby
All right,
cat.
All right.
He really wants the printer. I need to figure out something. Okay, so yeah, you are very ingratiated in the trio that you formulated. So you do not see her come out and move to these two other individuals who appear to be, to your perception, Sebastian, two elves of a decent height and stature. They are wearing bluish colored robes, and on their belts they appear to have masks that are kind of hanging off of their belts. The masks in question aren't something that you're familiar with, but she looks like she is wearing more business attire than gala attire, and she walks over and just as you're about to like start talking to the elves, she walks up to them and says in Elvish, "Do you speak Elvish?"
I don't think so. Let me check. Hold on. No.
Okay. She says something to them in Elvish. You're listening in, and the words that you hear are kind of muddied because you don't know the language. But one thing does pop out to you that you kind of go, is a name of a person that is in your group. Although it's not their real name, it's a fake name that you know that they're currently using. It is Bainar Gadari. And then after she says whatever she says to them, they say something back to her, and they move away from you and start heading towards Kirnau. In response to that happening, she turns and looks to you, and almost as if by magic, you didn't see her having it in her hand before, but now she does. She has one of those flutes of the wine in her hand, and she says, "Oh, hello. I don't know you. I haven't seen you about town. What's your name?"
Oh, well, that's a fancy magic trick, I might add. But my name's Yellow Belly. I'm here just enjoying the festivities and all this.
Not a name that I recognize from the list, but one that I am sure is probably associated with the Council Master Goldbelly. Is that fair to say? Was one of his tickets granted to you?
Indeed, it was.
Oh, very good. So you must be a man of means, to be sure. Well, I hope you are absolutely fascinated with everything we have to display here from the Murkmire scene. If you would like, I can show you around earlier than others.
I would love that. Can I assume that you are top brass in this museum?
Apologies. You've introduced yourself. I have yet to introduce myself. I am Alda Arkin. I'm the curator of this museum.
Does she stretch out her hand or no?
No, she does like a light curtsy.
Light curtsy, okay. Alright. I'll follow suit and I'll do a light curtsy as best as I can.
Okay.
And then I'll just be like, I would love to see some of the attractions.
She walks with you towards the stair. As she does so, Kernel, you see Sebastian and Alda moving towards the stair as these two elves just kind of approach you and kind of stop in front of you. I need you to make a history check.
Do Kiernail and Sebastian lock eyes for a second?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give him the most shit-eating grin.
Well, no, there's going to be a moment for possible exchanges back and forth because I want to make sure that he understands the situation that he's in.
Okay.
The itemry and their finery alludes to you that these are members of the Savarius Academy that are present before you.
Fucking let's go.
Based on what they are wearing and their itemry, you would assume that these are reclaimers.
Huh, interesting. And reclaimers, I imagine, is probably have an occupation.
Internal
similar-
police for the Savarius Academy. They're basically the college campus cops.
Okay, so would I know of like? Okay, so I imagine that there's like people at the top of the Severias Academy who are involved in like research and stuff.
Sure.
They have individuals who are sort of outside the chain of command that they utilize to accomplish things.
I want to make sure with the history check that you have, the internal structure and workings of Savarius Academy are not absolutely transparent to you. You are not from there, nor did you study there. So
that's fine.
They're walking up to you. You see Sebastian walking towards the stairs with Alda. They have not come to you yet. There's a momentary placement here where you can fuck away from Georgina. You could use Georgina as a distraction. You can signal to Valentine for help. Whatever you want to do here, you can do. It's just up to you, and then it'll be up to Valentine as well. Because again, Valentine, you will see the situation unfolding. The two individuals that they talked with mentioned his name specifically, and then walked up to him like they're getting ready to perp walk him somewhere. So, ha ha ha, funny situation, but also serious situation.
Yeah. If Alda is not looking at me, and me and him lock eyes,
Yep.
I'm
Happens.
gonna try to lift up my hand and do like a sign that I taught these fucking people for run or just get the fuck out. And then I'm gonna assume he knows what it means.
Yeah. So again, you have taught each other the signals. So Valentine is moving with Georgina and gives you a signal to basically escape. So
No, he's moving with Alda.
sorry, Sebastian gives Kirnell a signal for you to escape.
Yeah.
I may have got the names mixed up there, but yeah, the intent was.
It's okay.
Right. So, how do I want to play this? I kind of just want to play it cool.
And then, while we're doing that, Michael, I would like for you to go ahead and just roll me a random d20. Because you said you were moseying about, just hanging around. And then, on top of that, Copper, give me a perception check.
Could I also do sleight of hand so Alda doesn't see me do this?
Oh, she doesn't see.
Doesn't see. Okay.
Don't worry about it. You did an Argot thing to Kirnell. No one would have been able to tell that that was an actual gesture.
Gotcha.
It's probably something as simple as like, running your hand through your hair, or like scratching your chin and then like flicking your nose. Like it's something that's inconspicuous. It's not like, hey, Kirnell, you gotta run, my guy. You got to get fuck out. It's not like a.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's the bard.
That's
Fair enough, fair enough.
He's doing a tap dance over there. Get out of here.
So, Copper, you are unaware of everything, blissfully so. With 16, I'm going to leave it to you, Michael. You can be anywhere you want to be in this space. If you were within 3 squares of any of the people who are involved in this fuckery, you understand what's going on. And when the time hits that this is happening, the two of you will be here.
Well,
You do not have to be involved, but just based on your role, you can be anywhere you want to be in this space.
I think at this point, I would probably be around this area
Okay. And
for
that's
my token.
Close.
I've made my way around a little bit.
close enough for you to have seen the situation unfold.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
I do nothing.
Okay. So then, that chat, I think I derailed for a bit, giving you enough time to think about what you want your response to be to the situation. These two
Yeah,
individuals are walking over to you.
I've been patiently waiting for the situation to continue.
Well, again, I wanted to give you enough time to think about it to make sure that your answer is 100% sound.
That's fine. He confidently holds his space and maintains eye contact with the people. He looks chill. He looks relaxed. He looks like he's not expecting any sort of trouble at all.
They walk over to you, and in Elvish, they would say, "You are an individual who claims to be a member of Saburai's Academy. Your credentials." And he raises his hand up. And then, when you are about to respond, Georgina says, "There's no reason for this," in Elvish as well. "He is my friend, and he's an honored guest of the museum. Do not give us this problem. We are here to drink and look at expensive things." The one on the left says, "Lady Vandal Laraha, this individual could potentially be a problem for the workings of the cult. I do hope that you understand that we cannot allow this individual to be present if things are to move forward this midnight. She says, he is my friend. I will tell him more about the matters in time, and you know better than to speak about that in public company. Leave us. They look at her very annoyed. They look to you and say, we have our eyes on you. And it's like that comical bit where they kind of like step back and are watching you. But they're like kind of like forcefully like making sure you know they're watching you. And they just stand over here and they don't stop watching you.
After they say we have our eyes on you, he kind of does one of these and he says, "Oh, folks, this is expensive."
She looks at you. I'm sorry you had to suffer through that. You have a problem with the academy? You're from there?
It's complicated.
Oh, I love complications.
Yes, I don't exactly, well, I guess you could say I'm something of a freelancer, but there is an individual, a rather high-ranking individual at Severias Academy who, for business purposes I shall not name, who, sometimes requires the help of individuals with the time and freedom to go places and do things that people with closer ties to the Academy would not be able to.
The Academy interested in the Murkmire stone?
It is something that may be of interest to them. I was merely hoping to perhaps get a closer look at it or spend some time studying it myself before I made that sort of a decision.
Oh, well, of course, that's respectable. I suppose we could go up and look at it now if you'd like.
Oh my, that would be amazing. Georgina, you've been such a wonderful companion.
Well, thank you. And Betsy looks like completely mad. This
Real
motherfucker.
third wheel energy.
This motherfucker with the fancy hair. As you are getting ready to move up those stairs, from above, up the stairs, an individual comes to the stairs, and this is past the time. So, Valentine, you're coming up the stairs, and Georgina is with. Not Georgina, sorry. And Alda is with you. And as you're walking past this guy, she kind of gives a point at him, and then she walks past. And he walks towards the stairs. So you don't see what happens. You kind of overhear a little bit of it as you're entering into the next space. And when he stands there, he says, "Everyone in the museum, you are now welcome to enter in an orderly and noble fashion into the gemstone department to view the Murkmire stone. If this is not of your fancy, the 3 chambers on the first floor will be opened to show you the relics of the conglomerate and the Denisotban conflict, and remnants of the, says very long elvish name of Skyship."
Nice.
So I will unlock some spaces here. The western wing of the downstairs is now completely open to people. And the guards that are stationed downstairs move in a concerted manner to become the guards of those spaces. So there's no way into that wing without passing by a guard. And you would see that there does appear to be a guard kind of circling the area downstairs. When you get upstairs, Sebastian, and make your way around the steps to the wing, she looks at the guard who's standing near the door and gestures, "We're opening it up." And he will turn, look to the door, pull out his keyring, open the door, and then step inside and open yet another pocket door within to allow access into the gem section. We're moving upstairs, you and I, since you're first on the docket. And the doors open, and the two of you kind of just move into the space.
Can you put a little blip so I know which one is Alta?
Alda is going to have her name showing, or should. Bear with me here. Weird. There it goes. There it
Okay,
doesn't.
yeah, when I hover over her.
Yeah, that's
No,
really
when I
weird.
hover. Yeah, when I hover over her, then it shows.
Hold on. There's a way to make this happen, and I'm annoyed.
What is this feeling?
Annoyance. It is annoying. Click nameplate. Show nameplate. No? Okay, no. So yeah, if you hover over it, it'll be the one. But just to be 100% certain, I'll go ahead and put the pink tag on her.
Okay.
So she leads you in.
Alright, I go in.
And inside you would see a number of cool, awesome, pretty-looking gemstones. But the one that seems to be the focus of this space, based on positioning, is this stone here.
Okay. While we were walking, I didn't see like the attic entrance or anything, right?
There is from what you can see, no attic entrance. Give me a perception check, though.
Okay. Perception. 8.
Okay, so no, you saw that when you first came up, and I'll go ahead and cycle you back to it so you can see there's a long hallway with a number of doors, but it looks like they're restroom. They have restroom signage on them.
Okay. Gotcha.
But you didn't get a chance to look at each and every one, so who knows?
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Alright. Does she strike up any conversation, like showing me specific stones or anything like that?
So she would kind of lead you to the main kind of stone here. And she says, this relic, this, what we're calling the Merkmeyer stone, is a very important mana battery. It generates great amounts of magic. And a number of academies have expressed interest. I'm sure you saw downstairs in the hall that there were members of Savari's Academy and other members of local Heisrick offshoots as well. This could be the future of magic as we know it. This could usher in a new era of power for Henford as a whole. I feel like the museum needs people just like you, rich investors, to help with that cause.
Oh yeah, definitely. There would definitely be many people trying to invest in trying to get this mana battery all up in that city street, so people could have lights in their homes instead of candles.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to just go ahead and make a deception check.
All up in those city streets.
She kind of like, as you say those words in specific, she kind of like, her face kind of like drops, like there's like a sadness that takes hold. Like she realizes you're a charity case, some poor bitch. And it's about that time, like the sentences are said below, and people start to make their way upstairs, including Kiernel, or rather, that name he's going by, and his fun friends. The one with the yellow marker will be
Georgina.
Georgina, yeah.
So, as they're making their way up the stairs, are they sort of alone for the moment?
With Betsy.
Right.
With Betsy.
So he's kind of sitting there, and he's like obviously looking kind of happy and excited, like, you know, she stood up for him, and like, you know, now he's like part of her circle and stuff, and he's happy to be there. But then he kind of says, kind of like leans in and says kind of quietly, and he says, Now, if I may be so bold, what was that about a cult?
I'm gonna have you just make a raw charisma roll. This is not so much to
Charisma.
influence her to get you to get her to divulge the information. This is more or less just how you appear to her in the moment.
Do that right?
Nice.
Yeah. So she places her finger over your lip as you say those words, and she says in perfect Elvish, like I told them, and looks over her shoulder where you can see them coming up the stairs behind you. Don't speak of that in public. Maybe later. And then she continues up the stairs.
Okay.
So, you make your way to the gala as well. Alda immediately kind of like, oh, I have important business I need to attend to. I apologize, Mr. Yellowbelly, but I must be on and about my way.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna just look. Okay. He's just gonna look at the stones.
You hear her say something in Elvish under her breath as she leaves, which to the audience, the subtitles would read "poor ass" as she walks away.
Yeah. I'm gonna just go find myself some crayons to eat. I'm getting hungry.
Miss Ma'ams, do you have any crayons I could eat? Maybe like a nice Denny's placemat for me to draw on if I get bored? Thank you. Speaking of Denny's, man, I could really use a Grand Slam right now. We don't have the Grand Slam. We only have the halfling hobbitables.
Damn.
halfling whole meals.
I made this character good for one thing and one thing only, and that's the steal. Okay.
Well, you see it. You definitely see it. You are there with it.
Oh my god. Okay.
But so are 3 other guards, and now Kirnell and the 2 nobles that are with him. The guards, after you enter in, Kirnell, and your entourage, will actually push back the Savarius Academy individuals and say, we're at capacity. So you can see that only about 4 or 5 people are going to be allowed into the space at any one time.
Nice.
Oh, so I'm sorry. They let my trio in and then stop the Severius guys.
That's right. And Sebastian is in here already, looking at the Murkmire stone.
Okay. Yeah, as they like sort of walk away, he kind of looks over his shoulder at them and then like kind of shakes his head like tough luck.
So the space that you're seated here in, there are several tables. Those tables are kind of cluttered with different gemstones. Against the east wall, a light green stone rests atop a marble pedestal. It looks like the spaces around have smaller kind of pedestals near them that have very ornate looking gemstones on them as well, but nothing quite like the Murkmire. The Murkmire seems to be emanating kind of a greenish energy to it, and it looks exactly like I showed it to be. This is exactly what it would look like sitting on its pedestal.
It's a big ass
Okay.
rock.
It's about as wide and as tall as like a basketball. And looking at it very closely, go ahead.
You said it's emanating like magical energy.
It's got a glow to it, yeah. And looking at it very closely, it does look like there appears to be something encased in this gemstone. It also almost looks like the stone has expanded. Like it has a certain kind of like, it almost looks like there's markings on the stone that kind of allude to this having been in more of a spherical shape and kind of bulged and bludgeoned or like burgeoned outwards.
So is it more of like a vibe or like an actual aura?
Oh, it's an aura. Yeah.
Okay, so is there any way? Is there any sort of like framework there to where you could magically interact with it, or form like some sort of a connection with it?
So, no, it doesn't seem to have a sentience. If that's what you're looking for, fishing.
No,
for.
I'm looking more for like some sort of magical field that you can interact with. Perhaps draw power from it, give power
Oh.
to it.
No. Not really.
Okay.
It definitely feels like it is a raw battery. It would need to
Right.
have more of like a manufactured means of extracting that power.
Okay.
But if you'd like, you can go ahead and make an Arcana roll.
Yeah, one thing he's curious about is how the hell would he possibly destroy it? I mean, he ain't no Hezrod. Yeah, I rolled an 8.
Yeah, it's very powerful. Whatever it is, you just don't really see anything about it that's kind of like hinting one way or the other to any kind of.
And that's this right here is the Murkmire.
It's this one here.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Yeah, for the time being, Kieranel is going to stick close to Georgina, and he's going to sort of assume. I guess he's going to try to like. I don't know how to put this. Basically, carry himself as like a sort of, not necessarily a tag along, but like an equal maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So you kind of flutter
know.
to the back of the group. Georgina will see Sebastian and say, "Oh, hello."
Oh, how are you doing?
Not too bad. You're here about the stone as well. You had no interest on anything below?
I mean, everything seems so insignificant compared to this. It's beautiful.
She said something in Elvish to you, which you obviously don't understand.
True.
But Kieranel, you hear her say, "And you're with Alda?" in Elvish. And he's like, just dumbfoundedly kind of confused. And she nods her head. Okay. And then she looks to the guard, who kind of gestures to your group, as if alluding to the fact that they want you to exit the space.
Oh, I see how it is. So they let a small group in. You can kind of look at it for a couple minutes, and then they usher you out.
About 10 minutes or so, and then you're allowed to leave, right? If there are people waiting, then they want you to step out and allow for other people to enter in.
Kieranel says, "Okay, give me one moment," and he kind of just like gazes longingly at the stone as if he's trying to like capture a snapshot of it in his head.
He's kicking me out too.
No.
He says,
"Oh shit! Okay, neat."
He says, "Okay, Georgina, if you're ready to move on."
Okay. Before we get to that, I want to be certain. Did Varek and Copper make their way up the stairs when that was announced, or did they go somewhere else downstairs?
Oh, I absolutely went up the stairs. I am ready for the stone.
Okay. And then what about you, Copper?
I am with this party now. I am wherever Dr. Stonefist is going.
They are interested in going to the west wing on the first floor. So if that is the case, they're going to take you into this room here, where it looks like older pieces have been kind of put out, but in the center, a very ornate looking piece has been put in the middle here. And from the looks of it, it looks like it is a Denisotban artifact made out of a kind of brilliant green metal, which, according to the little tablet indicator, expresses that this is an artifice shield for skyships constructed out of orichalcum, which is an unbreakable metal, which is said to be worked only by Denisotbans and dwarves.
Brilliant.
Dr. Stonecrusher says, "Aye, it is. It's the most orichalcum we've seen in Penford ever. I believe a good amount of it was used for something the conglomerate called the Lodestar about a century ago. But beyond that, not much has really entered into the city. It's very interesting to see here."
Did you say the Denisophans had armor on their airships?
Well, I believe this device was used as an implement or focus for magic. The Denisophans were said to be able to transmute things into like things that they had on the station. So it was said that they could change the shell of their skin-like crass into stone or metal if they had it on and craft it into a focus for such action. I have a Denisophan friend who's very interested in seeing this. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to secure them a ticket, but it could create a very powerful navy for the Duchy of Lavidia, to be certain, if we're able to master the magics of the Denisophans from the Wizard's War.
Thank you for the history.
The Goliath nods his head and says, "But of course I remind you, Dr. Stonecrusher, keep in mind, the Denisophans were mad with power. Their old magics were taught to them by draconic hands. Mortals with the magics of the immortals can create horrific things. I need not tell you, you are a dragonborn. You certainly understand the precarious nature of dragons."
Indeed.
If you stay with them, they're just going to wander around the West Hall. There's not much else besides that item.
Yeah, alright,
That's
I'm
it.
gonna make my leave.
Okay, if you'll split off from them, we'll discuss that in a bit. Let me go ahead and head upstairs. So just as you're kind of making your way behind the two Savarians, a couple more individuals are kind of like, moving over to kind of get in line. When the guard ushers out Kernel and his cool kids, the two Savari's Academy people who were in line, instead of going in, will follow after them instead, leaving you with these two other individuals to enter into the space. And as you're waiting in line, they're kind of chatty. There's a human woman there, and she says, "Oh, hello, Dragonborn. I saw you wandering about downstairs." She smiles and says, "I am Countess Helene Danforth, and you are?"
Yeah, I am Varric. The great Varric. Not the Varric who is the bard in town, but Varric.
She nods, a bit confused.
Same, but different.
And this is my friend, Captain Frankheim Walters. He is a captain of the military. He served in the Wizard's War. He's like, "Aye, that's true, I did. During the end portion of it, I fought at the Battle of Balthanir." Nods his head, and she smiles. Of course.
Very impressive in the war. I speak, in fact, of the stories of the... I mean, the Varric the Bard in town has told the stories of the war, and I have heard them.
He scratches
They
his
are
chin.
plenty wonderful.
Bard named Varric, and you are a noble named Varric. Are you sponsoring this other individual?
Dragonborn. We all have similar names.
Is that how it is? He says, seeing you as a racist against your own people. The Countess Danforth, she says, if you wish, you can accompany us as we enter in. And the guard kind of ushers Georgina and Kernel and the like out, and you're allowed access. Sebastian is not forced to leave, which, again, strange for you, Kernel, but is kind of left there to kind of remain in the space. Before they enter in, Sebastian, is there anything that you wish to do?
I want to give the room a once over
So, because the room
Um,
is quite broad and there's a lot of details, the only thing I'm going to give you with a global, I want to look over the entirety of the room, is what I've already given you. Now, if you
Shit,
narrow your
okay.
focus on something, I will discuss that at length with you, especially
Okay.
if you roll well for me.
Okay. Fuck. Because the map said there was something in the room on the upper right.
Yeah, but it could have been connected to the hallway north of you.
Shit. Hmm. All right, then
It may not
can
be a
this
direct exit. It may be a situation where you have to go outside, go to the bathroom hallway, and run down to the end of it
on the first floor?
on this floor.
On this floor. Okay.
Yeah, so right outside there's the stairs. On the northern portion, there's a hallway that goes directly north of you, and so this wall directly ahead, of, like above you, that's the water wall for the bathrooms.
All right. Let me do that then.
I know. Chad knows what a water wall is. I know Joe knows what a water wall is. Does everybody else know what that means?
No.
Water wall is where a bunch of pipes are kind of put through to kind of like create a common source of water to higher floors. So there's also probably a common drain system if there are multiple toilets and the like, assuming that there are, since this is a museum. So that wall is probably hollow throughout, and is filled with pipes.
I like that. That gives me an idea. I'm going to walk out, and I'm gonna sort of give Varric a sign to, like, I don't know, just be conscious of that wall, I guess, to the north.
Okay.
And I give a subtle nod back to you.
And then I'm gonna sort of walk past everyone and then go to the privy.
All right. So you enter into the space, Barrick, and is there anything in particular you want to focus on, check, look at, examine, study, etc.?
Mainly the stone that we're looking at here.
Okay. And the pedestal that it's seated on and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
In general, kind of like giving it a good look over.
I'm going to give you three options. You choose which one you feel comfortable with. You're either going to roll perception, investigation, or arcana.
Arcana. Yeah, Arcana.
Yeah, the result, whatever you choose, is going to determine what the result will like tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep that in mind.
Arcana.
All right. Okay.
Feels
So,
good.
You get basically the same information that Kirinella received. It is a strong mana battery. It seems to emanate powerful magic. You only rolled one higher than him, so I'm really not willing to give you much more than that.
You know, that's fair.
Let me roll Arcana, DM.
You didn't even look at the thing. I asked you if you want to look at anything in
I
particular
was
or suss stuff
looking
out.
at it the whole time.
You didn't say, I want to check it out specifically.
That's fair. That's on me. I accept that.
Okay.
Jeez.
You're too busy thinking about that Denny's over there.
I am. I was thinking about that, Denny's.
Thinking about what?
The real treasure was the Denny's we ate along the
The
way.
Denny's.
The Denny's. This entire
Is it-
campaign is now just going to be how many times we can mention the Hobbit menu from Denny's, so I can just make Elizabeth go insane.
It was a good menu.
Is it alright if I move Sebastian up and then next to the
Live your life.
bathrooms? Alright, I was just making sure, because
Yeah.
I don't want you to think I'm cheating.
You're cheating, I know.
Or nothing.
So these are all bathrooms.
I'm gonna move right here.
That one appears to be occupied, but it is next
Little
to
bitch.
a staircase that goes up.
Alright. I can't see anyone in the hallway, so
The
I'm gonna
staircase that goes up appears to have one of those like barricade. Not really a barricade. It's just like a rope divider. You know, the really
Yeah,
soft.
Velvet rope.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hop on over that, and then I'm gonna go upstairs.
Are you doing so stealthily, or are you just blase?
Stealthily.
Fuck it, I don't give a shit.
Duh.
Make yourself
Stealth. Come on, baby. The one thing I'm good at. Never mind. I'm not good at it. Jesus.
Yeah, so as you kind of hop over, there's kind of a bit of a clunk and a thud on the steps, but you make your way up.
Goodness gracious.
We're
Okay.
doing great tonight on rolls, folks.
We are doing wonderful.
We're doing great.
Fuck. What is that? What did I roll? It's a 6, right? No, it's a 3. I rolled a fucking 3. Huh.
Alright, so you come up, and if you have dark vision, you should be able to see. But you enter in. There's a bit of moonlight coming in from the ceiling. Directly above you, there is a skylight that is made of glass. It's probably about 10 feet off the ground. It doesn't look like it has any access points to it. However, there are boxes in this space that could be moved, not quietly, to get underneath it if need be.
Hmm. I can't. You said I can't move anything quietly.
It would be very difficult to do so. You'd be making stealth checks with disadvantage to set up a means of going up.
Gotcha. Fuck. I can't reach it on my tippy toes, right? You said 10 feet up?
10 feet. You could tap it, like you could tap the glass, but you really can't
Yeah.
do anything to like manipulate it. What you would know is that from this space, it would be very easy for you to like glass cut, like with a gem cutter's tool, break out the glass and then drop a rope in and descend down, so long as you are able to kind of deal with the floor problem of the ceiling or of the roof.
Gotcha. Ah, shit. Did I take the risk? You know what? Fuck it. I'll take the risk.
You're gonna
And
build
I'll
a stair.
try. Yeah, I'm gonna try to build a stair.
Make a stealth check
But-
with disadvantage.
I'm gonna use a luck point
Okay.
for my lucky feat to make it a regular roll.
So instead of disadvantage, it's just rolling with regular. Okay.
Good luck.
Come on, baby. Don't fuck up. Yes.
Right.
You carefully and over the course of about 5 to 10 minutes build a means of kind of getting up to the skylight. You can
Wait a
look
second.
out.
That's only one roll. Go ahead and roll again to see if you get a higher result.
No,
No,
advantage.
it's only.
Oh wait, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
And
I canceled out the
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Normal roll.
So you pop up. You can look out the skylight. You can see that the glass panels are removable. In a sense that they kind of drop out onto the roof, allowing access onto the roof. And the glass that they're made out of, it's like a leaden glass, so it's very sturdy. It would be very hard to break, but it's easier to kind of like gem cutter, like get through. A lot of noble houses in this district have similar shit.
Okay. And you said it's easier to pop out, right?
It's not. It's able to be popped out, not easier to pop out. It'll
Able,
drop
okay.
down, effectively allowing you to come out onto it and onto the roof.
Okay. So, with what me and Copper know or figured out with the magic outside of this like dome thingy, or spire, would pyramid, would it be like, oh god, because I don't know magic, so
Do you want to test it and just pop it open and check?
kinda. I kind of want to
Okay.
fuck around and find out.
So when you pop open the window and set it down and kind of come out onto it, you realize that whatever is warding the roof seems to kind of dissipate. It's kind of like a light humming, and then the slow and just a deliberate kind of just fading. Okay, cut from your scene real quick. Krungar, you're outside. You're just kind of standing around. Every time you feel like you're kind of in that like position where these people look familiar or people are kind of looking at me, you kind of walk from here to there, right? And there's a vendor that comes nearby and starts selling kettle corn out of like a cart. It's 2 copper to buy a bag of kettle corn.
Oh yeah, I get some of that.
All right. And then for
Munching.
some reason, because of you buying that kettle corn, you will have advantage on this perception check. And I'll explain why that's the case when you roll that check and potentially nail it. But make a perception check with advantage.
Come on, baby.
Everything,
Hey.
everything happens for a reason. Even the swarming swell of chaos cannot fault the order that is present in the order bringer's even hand. You stand there, you hand the asked for 2 coppers to the kettle corn salesman. He hands you the bag of delicious, sweet smelling, popped corn, and you hold it in your hand and you look to the sky and you see that beautiful moon slightly past new moon, just a sliver of moonlight in the sky, and it illuminates a silhouette at the top of a museum. You recognize that silhouette anywhere. It's Valentine's slanky ass, and it seems he has gotten out of the roof, or out of the window, out of the skylight. Skylight's the word I wanted, and has gotten onto the roof. How he did it, you do not know. Octavia's hand must have guided him to arrive at that location.
For sure it did.
Do you wish to act on that at all, or just be like, okay?
I mean, I'll keep an eye on him, still like pacing around, just munching on the kettle corn, trying not to be obvious about it, but trying to make myself obviously seen by him in case he wants to like.
You can
signal
also
something.
give him a ring-a-ding-ding.
Sure.
Yeah,
Also-
but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, does that? It doesn't make like a hell ring noise on the other end. Or
No, so when they activate on the other side, they're going to vibrate and kind of create a slight heat. Once they're picked up, it's like you're standing next to the person that you're talking to. So if he starts yelling at you, that's going to be heard on your side. If you're standing in a crowded area, that's going to be heard on his side. But since you both are kind of in inconspicuous areas, he's on a rooftop, who cares? Like, nobody's up there either. And then you're
I
in a
could
crowded
slip into
area.
an alleyway.
Yeah, that works.
So I'll just slip into a side alley and yeah, give him a call from a place where I can still keep a side eye on.
Valentine, once you've got the roof access, what's the immediate thing that you do after that? Are you descending back in, or are you staying up there to kind of scan the area and see if there's a path of egress or a path of escape here?
I want to see if there's a path to escape.
Okay, it's very clear, very identifiable. It looks like you can run. It's like a straight shot. I don't know if you've ever been in Lanedell and like descended down off of the balcony
Yes.
and then ran out to the street. It's literally just like that run of building tops.
Fuck
That was
yeah.
an Elden
Okay.
Ring reference, folks.
Yeah. I've made that run with you before.
Absolutely, it's the easiest way to get through that fucking city.
True that. All right. So yeah, I will start hopping back down into.
Before that, since you're kind of
Okay.
investigating, plotting, planning, looking,
Yeah.
your your call stone starts to kind of vibrate in your pocket. You pull it out, click. It sounds like you're down on the street level, from what you could hear. So the quiet of the rooftops kind of shatters slightly because of that, but not so much that you think anyone around you is going to notice. And then, what do you say, Kremgar?
In like a quiet, muffled voice, I'd be like, "What's the status?"
Oh. How you doing, champion man? We got.
Nice.
I got up on the roof. I found our way out. Now we just got to get that stupid ass stone. There are like 4 guards in the room at a given time, and I could run it out, but I don't know if everyone else is gonna survive. And there's a bunch of elvish people in here. They talking to me in Elvish, and I don't understand what they're saying.
If you need, I could still start a distraction on the bottom floor. And if you can get to that window,
I can't fucking do it without going into hungry, man.
It's all right.
I,
We dig it.
Just channel hungry. Just channel
This
hungry.
is like the primal hungry is what it is.
Do it.
yeah, I could be waiting at the window for like a pitch. If
Yeah, no.
I just want to light the building on fire.
Just start. I would say just start something, see what happens, and then I'm gonna try to run out with the stone. I'm gonna, because there's a lot of gods, and I don't want to stab no one tonight. I just want to run out with the stone.
All right.
I mean, unless
Try
like,
to.
do you want me
Nah,
to
I'm-
stab someone?
No, I'd prefer it if you didn't stab anybody.
Okay, all right.
Just if you can get word to the others that we're gonna make a move, and let's do it.
So,
Alright.
Yeah.
in the meantime, Varric, your companions are kind of not terribly interested in you anymore, and they're kind of more focused on the gems, and will eventually kind of take leave themselves. Kirinel, your companions move back to this common area here, and will sit down on these like couches that have been set up for folks. They obviously will not refuse your company if you wish to remain with them, but this is also a time where it looks like you could depart from them if you wish to go about your own business.
No, Georgina has certainly intrigued me. Plus, also, I know if I stick close to Georgina, I can sort of still hang out here without those Severias assholes fucking with me.
Oh, they definitely do come into the same space and will sit kind of across from you, with a guard in between you two. But they, they don't leave you. They stay on you like a hawk.
That's fine. I put them just for my own amusement. I sort of adjust where I'm sitting so that, from my point of view, it puts them both directly between this dinosaur's legs in a very, sort of derogatory position.
Sure, they look like dicks. Copper, you and your group, they come up and move towards the gemstone area. Do you accompany them, or do you break off from them when you see people present here? Muted if you're talking.
In the room, or am I in the? You just moved me up to the middle. Where am I?
Yeah, so I snap pinged you. It should put you where I want you.
Okay.
View-wise. You came up the stairs, you entered into the main hall on the second floor, and it looks like they're moving towards the eastern wing to go to the gem stone department.
I will go, Jim. I will go with them.
Okay. So when you approach and make your way in there, go ahead and make a perception check. And Valentine, you are coming down the stairs. I need you to make a stealth check.
Okay. Aha!
Why does this keep breaking on me?
So there is a out of character moment, kind of like a snapshot of the visual story that we're telling here, where Alda comes out of the toilet after flushing, the one that was closed near the steps, kind of curiously looks at the steps and investigates them very thoroughly, looking at the rope barrier, looking at everything for a moment, and then just kind of shrugs and then walks away. So she heard you, but she doesn't see any remnants of you.
Nice.
So you were loud, but you were not foolish in leaving anything behind, nor were you making any noise above, so she thinks nothing of it. That said, she enters into the main area, and Copper, you would see that she's kind of present again in this space, and kind of moves with purpose past you and your new friends to the two elves that she was talking to earlier. You're allowed in, and Varric, are you leaving with the people that you came in with, or are you staying in to kind of wait for others?
I'm gonna try to stay and wait as long as I can. Try to hang
People are allowed
around.
access, so you watch as a dwarf and a Goliath and a Dragonborn walk into.
Bar.
Sorry, walk into a bar was the joke, and it kind of got cluttered in my head.
Yeah.
You walk
All right.
in, and Varric, you're kind of close to, but not like curiously standing near the stone. You're just kind of looking at the other things that are present.
Yeah.
Okay. So Copper, what's the plan? What are you wanting to look at? Anything in particular in this space you want to check?
I want to look at the gemstone and use detect magic on it.
Okay. Perfect. And
Phenomena.
you'd have no problems hiding the fact that you're casting this spell. if you're casting it as a level spell. If you're trying to do so as a ritual, it will be a problem.
I'll use it as a level spell.
Okay. You cast the spell Detect Magic, and looking at the stone, you would see that the pedestal appears to have been rigged with some sort of transmutation magic. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Oh my god.
It's actually
What is with these rules?
it's enough. So the tiny glyphs tell you that this is a very simple transmutation activator, which means when the spell that effect that's been placed on the pedestal is triggered, which will happen if the stone is removed from the pedestal, it will close every door within a certain amount of space and lock it. From what you can tell, that's probably all 4 of the doors that kind of enter into the space behind you to the left, as well as the doors to the south of you, being barred from entry as well. It'll basically seal this room off completely.
All right. I'm assuming Varric is right here next to me.
Yeah, and
Hello, scale friend. Look, come here. I'm gonna like lead him down.
Hey.
Like,
Oh, hey, another dragon. Hey, what's up?
It worked out just as we planned. So he would explain it to you in Draconic.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Foxton.
It's rigged. If we move the stone, something's going to happen. The doors will close. Something bad's going to happen. I don't know exactly what. But
I can also tell you those statues downstairs, they're going to come alive at some point. I don't know what triggers them, but there is some animation magic there.
yes, my
So we
friend.
may have more than to worry about.
Action at this time, you come downstairs.
Okay.
So I would like from you a D100, and then you can go ahead and do what you like, move where you want.
85.
Okay.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, you can do what you want, whatever you want.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You'd express specific intent for Krungar. I'm going to get to Krungar and what Krungar is doing here in a second once I've got you at a intent point.
Got you. Okay, so I'm going to.
I'll let you know I'll give you behind the scenes so you so you understand what the D100 was for. When Alda came out of the bathroom, she was flippant after she spent a lot of time investigating the steps, right?
Yeah.
The check was to see if she went into flippancy and stopped caring about it or thinking about it, or if you had rolled low on that check, if she had thought about it more, which means she would have looked at the other bathroom stalls, realized that none of them were occupied, and then when you came around the corner where everyone can see you, she would have been like, it's that motherfucker. He was upstairs. That didn't happen. So I'm just giving you an idea of, again, what's going on behind the scenes and how calculating Elda can and can't be. Okay?
Gotcha. Okay.
So do you wish to enter into the space? Or
no. Because I wanted to check out that area where you said it was like hollow wall.
Did you want to go into one of the bathrooms?
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically, as weird as this sounds, the bathroom that she was in or the bathroom next to it. I don't mean for it to sound weird, but like those 2 bathrooms are closest to the attic.
Absolutely disgusting. Okay. You can open the doors.
It's okay, Jonah. You can't help it.
I can't help it. So yeah,
You should be able to open the doors by clicking them.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking do this one. Close it, and then I wanna try, like, lightly tapping the wall with like the back of my dagger
Are
or
you
the
trying
handle
to
of my
be
dagger.
stealthy, or are you trying to exact purpose?
Trying to be stealthy with
Make
it.
a stealth check.
17.
Okay. So what the stealth check was for was not for you to be discovered or not. It was whether or not you could do what you wanted to do and learning about the space with your tapping. So from what you can tell, the wall is not wide enough for you to fit in it.
Yeah.
However, because of its nature, there's probably a lot of empty space between both wall facades, meaning if you had someone strong enough to break through the wall, you could move through this wall to the other side. But the only person in your party that has over a 12 strength is outside, eating kettle corn. Speaking of which, he said what he said on the call stone with you, Krungar. What does the higher purpose in his mind tell him is the next step for him? Does he wish to ascend up to the roofs to better be able to receive the stone? Does he wish to find a place on the ground level to be able to catch the stone if it's dropped from above? Or does he wish to go in and make a distraction? Because I think that was also something that was mentioned.
I'd be taking my time and I was gonna look at the other side of the building, opposite side of the attic window that's open.
Okay. So
Checking out the windows and seeing what's going on outside.
on the back side of the building, like I mentioned, there's kind of like a wall section around the space, right? With like a courtyard up front, and who knows what's going on behind it. If you'd like, you can make a stealth check to kind of get a surveil over the wall and see what's behind the building. But without that check,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So your presumption is that, according to the map, there is a loading door somewhere in the basement. That's obviously not at ground level. So the presumption is that behind that wall in the ground, there's like a ramp that goes down to that loading bay, but you don't know where that is.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, man. The plan was for me to start a distraction. I'm gonna attempt to bust out a window, douse it with oil, and fucking light it on fire.
So as mentioned, the windows are the same from the outside as they are from the inside. And also on top of that, from your perspective, the wall around the space will be something you need to cross over to get to the building itself. So you can get access into the courtyard by ticket and entering into the courtyard space and then maneuvering to that side of the building, but you would need to breach the wall either by jumping over it, which could draw eyes, or ticket and then kind of fuck off to the side and make your way around the building. It's up to you how you want to aggress the wall.
I know I'm about to fuck this whole thing up, but I mean, when we just talked, he said to cause a distraction, he's gonna grab the thing and run out. That was the plan. So I'm gonna try to jump over the wall and proceed with that plan.
Okay, so you're obviously trying to maintain a level of stealth, so go ahead and make a stealth check.
I love you, Joe.
It'll be okay.
So you've spent a lot of time with this group. You've listened to Moro, Lone Feet, talk to you. Pay attention to your surroundings. Make sure you're watching everyone around you, because they're watching you, or it could be. You don't know. And so you kind of stand there for a moment awkwardly. You look at the kettle corn, and it's like almost empty. You shuffle it down your face and then throw the bag aside. And then when you think no one's looking at you, you jump straight up, grab the top of the wall, push yourself up, and like vault over the wall, landing perfectly on the other side in the grass. You wait like a heartbeat or a moment, like expecting someone to yell out, "Guard!" or something. Nothing happens. And you go, okay. And then you just walk over to the wall of the building. You can also maneuver around to the back of the space now if you'd like to see the back end.
Yeah. I would be taking my time checking out my surroundings. So
There's
yeah, I'll
a
check out
ramp
the back.
that is carved out of glowstone that goes down to the basement area. It looks like there is a large wooden door that is currently holding that space closed. And then there's an auto carriage van that sits kind of low near that space that's kind of like hidden from outside view because of its close proximity to the wall.
How fast does one of those things go?
Now they can get upwards of 50 miles per hour.
And would there be a way to drive that out?
Well,
of this fenced in.
First, you have vehicles land as a trained skill.
Fuck no.
So you do not know how to drive one, but
Okay.
you have an idea of how to drive one. There's like a common kind of parlance. So
Concept.
effectively, imagine you before you were taught how to drive. That's Krungar in his 30s, right?
Right.
A very different world. You're in what's called a walking city. You can kind of get where you want to go on foot. You don't need a car. Whoever designed this city was a lot smarter than some city planners. Just saying. So you feel like if you want, you can go and check it to see if it's something, because you know the basics, right? It needs a key. The
Yeah.
key starts to the ignition. If you want to go check it, you can.
Yeah, definitely.
These are
And
rich
also,
people.
just to there is a way to drive it out of this cleansed-in area that I'm in eventually,
Yes.
right? If that is an option.
There is the front
Okay.
entrance that has kind of a wide open kind of space, and there's like a route that kind of goes around from the front to the back.
Okay, got it. Yeah, and I will proceed with checking it out.
These people are rich and stupid. Of course it's unlocked, and when you open it up inside, the key is already in the ignition.
Oh boy.
Nice.
In this neighborhood, what an idiot.
Well, they don't know. Well, they don't know their mother gets boosted.
As the saying goes, they finna find out.
Okay.
So, you could definitely try for it, if you'd like. Starting it up now would probably draw eyes, or at least ears, in your direction. But if you want to get in the vehicle and start it up, you certainly can.
No, I wouldn't start it up now.
What would you like to do besides then? Is there anything else that you want to try and do? You said something about lighting a fire.
We would be stopping for a moment and rethinking what's going on, and then, and then proceeding with the plan. But we would pause for a minute, at least, to think about it.
Okay. As you may be well aware, I gave everybody else like a lot of time in between that call and like where we're at now. So this is all happening while everything we've kind of been discussing has been happening. We're kind of close to catching up. So again, just let me know what the next step in your plan is, so I know.
Light a fire in the window.
Okay.
Break the window out. Douse the cloth curtains with oil as best I can, and light it on fire with a torch.
Okay. What implement of destruction of window do you have available? Did you bring your greatsword?
Maul.
Or maul? Okay, so
I would have brought my maul, because if it comes to a fight with the guards, I don't want to fucking stab.
So the first step is kind of getting in there with the shaft of the hammer and kind of forcing the bars wide enough to give you a perfect swing momentum with the ball, right? And you're able to do that well enough. Go ahead and make an attack roll with the maul, and then give me a damage roll with it. To see if you can do it in one. Okay. So it's an inanimate object. I should have asked you to do it with advantage. Go ahead and click the attack roll again. There's a chance of crit.
Come on, baby, crit.
Okay, so not a crit, and then you're doing 10 damage to it, which is exactly the amount of damage required with bludgeoning to be able to shatter the glass. The glass has a hit point total of 20, vulnerability to bludgeoning. So glass shatters. This is on the first floor. This would be approximately near the kind of near to the basement side. So this would be on the back end underneath the stairwell. Glass shatters. You see a couple of people as you're kind of pulling the curtain a little bit, kind of look in that direction, and you see a guard kind of move over very quickly. What are you using to light the fire?
A torch.
It's an action to light a torch. And then
Yep.
it'll be
Another
another
action to pull
Go ahead.
the douse.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's an action to light the torch. You don't have to action pull it out. We're doing kind of more of a Baldur's Gate 3 mentality on it in this new edition. So you pull out the torch, light it, and then you see the guard kind of pull open the curtain and look and say, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And he identifies you. You can see him look directly at you through the bars. And as you stare at him and can see the bright lights of the gala behind him, you've just pushed the torch in towards the curtain, and it does light it, but it doesn't like go up in flames. It's not like it's, absolutely flammable. Okay, so
Yeah, what
this-
happened with the? I mean, I'll take a whole nother action if it comes to it to douse it first.
Oh, sorry, you're dousing
But
it with oil.
I did
You
want to
did say
do
that.
that.
You did say
Yeah.
that. Okay, so then you throw the oil, and then he yells, "Oh, we need help here on floor 1." And he will point at you with a stick. This is right after you throw the oil. He's pointing at you with a stick, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
You just trying to push my boy away from the window? Oh
Alright.
no.
So you feel a force emanate between you and the stick. It kind of pulses and throws you back 15 feet and knocks you prone. Once you hit the ground, we're going to pause for a second. Okay. And I'm going to switch the music up, I think. Okay. So, upstairs, what you hear is kind of a shattering sound. This would be the people in, just basically just be Kernel, actually. You hear a shattering sound. Just as you're kind of like angling it perfect for the dongification of the guys. And then you hear a boom sound. It's like boom, kind of like a magical effect.
Okay.
Coming from downstairs. Everyone kind of looks over in that direction, and you see Alda kind of talking to the elves. Look at them sternly, looking to you, and then moving quickly around to the steps, much faster than you'd expect her little feet to move, and she just books it straight downstairs.
Nice.
What are you doing in response, Kernel?
I mean, Kieran is just looking sort of like shocked and surprised. Just as confused as everybody else. He really wants to kind of stick close to Georgina because he's very intrigued by whatever the hell's going on there. But also, she seemed like she had a fair bit of influence, so he's kind of operating under the impression that if, like, shit starts popping off and people start running off and doing this, that, and the other, that Georgina might actually be like Georgina has some sort of vested interest in the stone and what's going on with it. So
Yeah.
if he sticks close to her, there's a good chance if things get too messed up, he's probably going to end up possibly having an opportunity to snag the stone anyways.
Okay.
So he's just gonna, kind of ham it up like he's just as surprised and confused as everybody else.
Got it. So then from the inside, the sounds are much more muted, but Copper and Varric, not knowing what's going on because you weren't informed on the plan, what would you like to do operationally at this point?
That's a good question.
So I'm assuming we're kind of still talking a little bit about stuff going on in Draconic, since we were in mid conversation.
I would say you finished the discussion about the transmutation and the effects of the
Yeah.
runes on the pedestal, but then like the sounds happened, the guards kind of looked off in that direction. You'd probably hear commands from Alda, "Stay there, watch them," and then movement to the steps.
So those 3 guards are still just like standing there.
Yep.
Currently.
And the 4th guard outside. Yep.
Hmm. Well,
What the fuck
I-
was that?
I'd go over towards these 2 guards over here and ask what's going on.
I don't know, sir. Please remain calm. You're allowed to continue viewing the experience. We haven't had a request for evacuation yet. Probably no need to be concerned.
Yeah, but what is that? And then I'd prestidigitate a little flame in the corner over there, in the
Make a
corner of the
deception-
room.
Make a deception roll.
Deception.
Oh god. Oh, I'm trying to double click my thing. Sorry, hold on. I have my character sheet minimized and it's being weird.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of the screen.
Oh, what is happening? Hold on. What? I have
The
no
one
idea what just happened.
is not opening.
It's not opening. I'm double clicking it. It's not opening.
If you
Refresh.
minimized it, it's your name is going to be in the middle of the screen somewhere, like in the
Yeah,
map.
it's right. I'm double clicking the name.
If you like
Refresh
hover
your
over it, there
screen.
should be a clickable to close it, and then you can open it again.
There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I am. What the hell? What? No, it's like.
Just refresh your screen, see if it works.
Oh, yeah, it's being really weird right now. I got it.
Regardless, the moment after it, regardless of result, it's actually best that you don't roll it yet. Pause for a second. Copper,
Okay.
you see the throw for a distraction. Your a thought process on this is up to you, and please don't inform him as to like what happens next on this, Varric. It needs to be Copper's decision wholly. It looks like a distraction is being thrown for what purpose you cannot be sure, but you could guess at. What would you do in response to the distraction attempt?
I'm going to help with the distraction. I'm going to
Oh.
cast Druidcraft, and right behind those two guards, I'm going to make like the sound of like an animal roaring.
Okay. So then you have advantage for the deception check, but you had disadvantage for it. So go ahead and no, you'd have advantage for it. Go ahead and roll it with advantage.
Deception.
Not you, Michael.
Eric.
Oh, with advantage? Okay.
Yep. Okay. And so you make a fire appear where?
In the upper left corner there.
Okay. So he looks over in that direction, sees like a quick flicker, and walks over to it. And then the sound of a lion appears. They look around confused, but they don't seem to act on it.
Do I hear the lion?
You
From
do
the
not.
bathroom?
So when you're done with the bathroom, because you're kind of in an enclosed space, you wouldn't hear the shattering. What are you doing after tapping and figuring out the wall would require someone strong to break through?
If I'm not strong enough, I'm just gonna sort of go back and like go this way to see if I can just nab the gem and then just try to get the fuck out.
So you are making your way back to the space. Okay, so while that's happening, Krungar, you are thrown back, you land on your back, you have a torch in your hand, and the oil's on the thing. Do you wish to get up and re-attempt to approach the guard, or do you wish to do something else?
Fuck, man.
You could throw the torch.
I couldn't light it and throw it, right? It would be
The torch is already
holding
lit.
it around
I took it as you lit the torch,
okay.
then threw the oil.
Oh yeah, I
So
throw the torch in there and I run.
make an attack roll with your torch. And it should be in your attack roll options.
You can do it.
Which I love, by the way. I love that they have attack characteristics for the torch. That's absolutely sending me. It should
I
have been.
finally did it.
Perfect chuck right through the bent bars that you readied for your hammer toss or your hammer shot, and then bam! It hits the fucking oil-soaked curtain, and it lights ablaze relatively quickly. In that moment after, do you get up and start moving towards the auto carriage, or do you start trying to get away?
I start trying to get away.
Okay.
Back over
No
the
need
fence
for
and
rolls from
out.
you. With the confusion that you just effectively created, no one is watching where you're going or gives a fuck. They saw your face. Maybe they'll identify you and put wanted posters up. That's right, folks. We're doing a bounty system. A bounty rush. Okay. So a commotion starts to swell downstairs. This is about the time that Goliath comes out of the shitter and starts moving toward the gem room. The guard who's in at the door holds his hand up. Sorry, only 4 allowed at a time.
Oh, okay.
There are still 4 people in there. So, Kernel, you would see that, and you'd also hear what sounds like a commotion downstairs and the word fire, fire being yelled. Arda has disappeared.
But those 2 fucks are still there.
Yeah.
Those assholes.
I can't run by him.
I got no ideas, honestly. Move on to the whoever's next.
Okay, if you're not doing anything in response, perfectly fine. Inside, you would hear what happens. You would see Sebastian outside, looking to get inside. Do either of you two wish to exit and allow for a space, or try and convince the other two parties in leaving? They seem to be absolutely fascinated in whatever this meteorite is, which, Copper, from your perspective, it looks like it has green veining through it, which means it could be a nodule of like raw orichalcum.
Immediately, I'm just like, ah, look at the time. I must be going, and I leave.
Okay, they have no problem with that. This guard's still looking in the corner, like, what was that? What was that noise? Question mark above his head as he walks over.
So
All the guards downstairs are like exclamation points, and the fucking warning music is started for Joe.
so is Varric coming out or no?
I'm
Eric's
coming
out,
Coming out. Okay.
and then you're going in.
Yeah, I have a horrible idea.
Okay,
This may or may not work, but
you walk in like you own the place.
not yet. No. While Varric is coming out, I'm gonna sort of go almost at the doorway at the same time he's coming out, so we bump into each other,
Inside
and I
of the
bump
hallway.
into the guard. Yeah. So this guard in front of the doorway, he has the keys to open this door, right?
Yeah, he was the one who opened it.
Can I try to like sort of bump into Varric and then subtly go into him and sort of pickpocket the keys off of him? Like I bump into Varric, oops, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and then like I bump into the guard and take his shit.
So I like it, but I do want to make sure that we're not meta playing too hard. So
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know the door's gonna lock. Never mind, forget that idea. Fuck that. I'm just gonna go in.
okay,
Sorry. My
no
bad.
worries.
My
Again,
bad.
I like the idea, but what I think
Fine.
would be better, and I'm going to help you here, because again, this is our first challenge. We're in session 2. I want to see you succeed as much as I also want to fuck you over at times. So you just know that I'm not like taking it easy on you. How about Varric comes out
Mhm.
because you aren't allowed to go in until he is fully out. Varric
Yeah.
bumps into you. Varric, do you whisper anything to Valentine?
Ooh.
Oh,
Put you on the spot, sorry. But do you alert him of the fact that the doors will
yes,
shut?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So he says, don't grab the stone. The doors will lock if you do so.
Yep.
Then Valentine's brain goes, well, we just have to have the keys. And then whoosh, you step through, and as you're passing by him, it's a slight dip. Reach back with the big old lanky Goliath arms, snatch the keys right off of him as you're moving through. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand roll.
Okay. I only have 1 luck left. I don't want to use it here, but if I'm just gonna do a snatch and grab and not worry about it, it don't matter.
I'll tell you the DC.
So, don't tell me the DC.
I can tell you the DC if you want.
Never tell me the odds.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'm
Alright.
gonna use a luck. I'm gonna use my luck. You said sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand?
I'm gonna roll with advantage.
All right. Let's see it.
Where is advantage? My baby.
I'm going to tell
23.
you the DC.
Okay.
It was 13. Wisdom 13 plus 1, and Percept was trained skill for him.
Okay. I would have
22
made it anyway.
greatly beats
Alright.
that. So nobody sees that shit. You snatch those keys. You are the master pickpocket. And
Oh,
this
yeah.
is not an exception to the rule. You step into the space, you see Copper standing near the stone, and these 2 other assholes, a dwarf and a Goliath, and the 3 guards inside. And you said you're walking right over to the stone and snatching it up.
Yeah, I'm going to, while I'm walking to the stone, if Copper looks at me, I'm going to point, like, I'm going to do a gesture for the bag. So he
Yeah.
gives it to me.
I'm gonna give it to him as I walk by and distract these guards.
Before you close the doors,
Yeah.
does it happen within 6 seconds?
Less than.
Less than. So I can't do my Goliath teleport out the door and run up, right?
What's the action on a Goliath teleport?
It's a
What's a
sub
Goliath
action.
teleport? Show me the Goliath teleport. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You
My
get that
class
level
jump.
one?
John.
Giant shot. Okay.
Yeah. It's a bonus action.
Yeah, I see.
And
I
I
see
was
you.
thinking,
Yeah, you're trying to do it instantaneous. So you're reserving like what you're looking over your shoulder, grabbing the stone, and the second it's in your hand, you're pooping. So actually, the teleportation is the thing that's lifting it. And then is Copper leaving before that?
does he?
Just tell Copper get the fuck out of here, and then you wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna go out this door, I guess. I
Like
don't
it's
go down here.
like I'm attempting to do a lot right now. Like so I want Copper to give me the bag, and then I just swoop the stone
Okay.
into the bag, teleport out, run away.
What I'm going to tell you is due to positioning, you'll stand
Mhm.
here.
Alright, hold
Go
on,
ahead
let
and
me
move
see.
yourself to that position.
Where? Point it again.
Right next to
Click me.
the gem. So you need to be right here.
Okay.
Now, what that will allow you to do is teleport 30 feet. However, that space is occupied, which means you have to teleport into this space, which means
Okay.
that you can do it, but you will not be
Okay.
able to breach both of the doors.
Both the doors.
So
Okay.
if that is what is happening, Copper, you step out, you look to Kirnell.
Can
Go ahead.
I was like, can I make a distraction out here? Can I like fall down as I come out this?
Well, you
Can
can
I trip
also
and fall?
you can also
Like-
signal to Varric and Kirnell like it's happening, and you know like the stupid gif like it's happening, like but obviously in a secret way, so that they know shit's about to hit the fan.
Oh yeah, I was over there. I was like, where the fuck came out? Oh, there he is.
And if you want to make it some sort of distraction, you can. I just need to know what it would be.
He's gonna stumble over his robes and fall face first onto the floor. Ah!
Okay. Nobody cares.
Nobody-
Not a single soul. You're fucking with the wrong crowd. No one gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit. And
They're
Damn, that's
probably
fucked up.
laughing at what just happened. Okay. And then Varric, it looks like, I mean, that was a very obvious attempt at attention. As an attention seeker yourself, you can see people who are pathetic and like seek attention in very obvious and stupid ways. Sorry, Copper. It was a little rough. I shouldn't have been as harsh in the words I said.
Kirnell would
Get on
like
my
to
boy.
Go ahead.
say something to Georgina.
Yeah.
He says, Georgina, there seems to be something going on. Perhaps we should leave?
She shrugs and says, I'm actually waiting for somebody, so if you wish to, you can, but I really would like it if you'd stay. And it's in about that moment where you're going to decide, I need you to tell me if you're staying with her or if you're retreating.
I'm staying with Georgina.
Okay. Then poof, bam, slam, pow, bam, bam. The doors slam shut. You appear inside of the hall space in between the two doors just as they slam because your cloud giant teleportation didn't allow you to make it all the way through. You hear the locking mechanism of it. You're holding the keys in your hand. You go to open the lock of the door, and wouldn't it be funny if there wasn't a lock here? It was just on the one side, but that's not true. It's there. You can go. I got you in a closet, you piece of shit. You're locked in. Best DM ever. Pop in, unlock, and then there's a guard on the other side. So that is where initiative will start.
Okay. That would suck if there were no fucking lock there.
I thought about it. But like, what would be the funniest thing? Come on, man. This is session 2.
Sounds like you're doing great, but I really
I really want to fuck with you. I just really, really have to do it. It's in my blood. I need you to know that I hate
okay,
you.
cool. I finally fucking rolled well, and I'm not planning on doing anything.
Oof.
Well, too bad.
Oof.
Well,
That's
too
funny.
bad. Oh, where is the thing I want? What's it called? That's the one. And that's the volume I want it at. And that's the play. Okay. So everybody needs to roll initiative if you would. There should be a token somewhere on this board for you to do so. The only exception to this rule is Joe. You are not on the initiative track because you are just getting the fuck out of here.
I'm just imagining this dude. Like, he's like, oh yeah, we got him. And then the door opens. Like, no, you didn't.
It's not possible for me to run away and circle back? Right, like I'm
Um,
just gone. How quickly all this is happening.
So the choice is because you were identified, you can circle back. You can, but just be aware that your character's mentality is you'll definitely be a person of interest, at least to the guards on the first floor. So entering the scene will definitely make you a target, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't want to enter the scene. I'd just like to be waiting within an eye shot of the window to
That's
see if
fine.
he's gonna come out of it. Or...
Still no reason to roll initiative. Just you're waiting with like as close as you can in secret, trying to see where they're going to come out of, so that you can be on
Yeah.
staff to support if you can. That makes sense.
Yep. That was the plan. Distraction. Wait outside the window. That's what I'm gonna do.
I don't have cunning action at this level, right?
What's that?
No.
Cunning
No, I was
action
checking
is
if I have.
second level.
Yeah, that's second. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Well, stupid
So
guard.
on the descending track, it looks like the guards will be going on 4. So I'll go ahead and put the nobles will exist on initiative 0. Alda and all of her operations will exist on the guards' turn as well. Okay. Valentine.
I'm gonna take the attack of opportunity.
You
And
can't
I'm going
move
to-
through him. He needs to be out of the way.
Well, fuck.
Unless you have something that allows you to move through enemy spaces.
I don't.
Shove is the only way you're going to move him without having to kill him or knock him unconscious.
Shove that.
I'm not strong enough.
You could just kill him. He technically is
true.
caught off guard because he wasn't expecting the door to open, just like you said, so he would have sneak attack.
True, but I told my friend I wouldn't stab anyone.
You could just give him a good old non-lethal attack.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, you can always say an attack is non-lethal.
Oh, so I'll non-lethally stab him in the neck.
Yeah, man, that's
Non-lethally.
that's
I
fine.
purposely missed the artery. Just stab him in the throat.
Make an attack roll.
Okay. If he's caught off guard, is it with advantage or no?
Yeah, you have that.
Fuck yeah.
Just stab.
Okay. Oof.
Okay.
8.
So you open the door. He's like, still in the process of turning to face you, and then as you kind of come up and spin the dagger to kind of blast him in the back of the head with a pommel, you see that his head turns just perfectly. That his helmet catches, like the fin of like the back of his helmet catches the blow, brings him a bit, but kind of bounces and deflects away. Absolutely no damage.
All right. Damn it.
And you have a
No,
locked
I'll
door
just do it.
behind you.
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind,
okay.
there are 3 guards and 2 people you don't know what their motivations are behind you.
Yeah. But the door's locked behind me, so I'm okay with it. I'll end my turn. Yeah.
Yep. Kernell, you see this unfolding. You are still with Georgina.
Sips his wine.
Damn. I had advantage, and I still.
So far, you have not been associated with the person holding the Murkmire stone, but
And that will continue to be the case.
do you wish to leave now?
No. No, he feels like, personally, me, Chad, the player, feels like if I stick with Georgina, there's like a bigger game to be had.
Possibly.
So he thinks that even though things have gotten kind of complicated, he doesn't really honestly feel like there's anything he can do to help his compatriots by getting involved. Like, even though it looks like they've hit a couple speed bumps, he's still very confident that they can unfuck this.
Okay. So you're still sitting in the chair, just acting surprised, right?
Yeah, acting surprised, definitely kind of like looking in that direction,
Copper.
and let's enjoy a little bit of entertainment, shall we?
Copper, I will note that I have added the prone condition to you, as you did say you fell as a part of your distraction. So as you dorkily kind of fumble and such, you hear the loud slam of the door behind you, you see the guard kind of turn, and you see Sebastian's hand reach out of the doorway and try to do something, but he's no Krungar.
True that.
Getting up takes my action, right?
No, getting up reduces your movement by half.
Oh, okay. I'll get up.
Okay.
I will move. Is he still surprised?
Yeah, he's still surprised until his turn starts.
Okay.
Or he's still caught off guard. It's not really surprised.
I'm gonna take my little cane. I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on it and try to whack him upside the head.
Alright, bonus action Shillelagh. You whack upside the head, make the attack.
Does he also get advantage?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Alright.
Guard's caught off guard
I roll with advantage.
as you try to off the guard.
It should be at the top. It'll say like advantage, disadvantage, automatic. It should.
It should, but I don't see it.
More top. Scroll all the way to the top. All the way at the top. Top.
Oh, okay. There we go. Back.
That'll hit.
16.
Yep, damage. Okay, so as you kind of imbue the stick with primal energy, you throw it out wide. It hits him right in the back of the head. Now that the back is turned and his face is in towards the door, cracks him forward. So Valentine is kind of like a, huh? As he raises like his hand with his weapon in it, and then dong, and you see him go, oh, and like reach forward. You see that he kind of bit his tongue in the process. He's bloodied, which means he's at half of his hit points.
And he
Alright.
bit his tongue.
And well, that was the biting the tongue part. I assume it was non-lethal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to knock him out.
Yeah. So again, it was just there for accentuating that he is at hit points less than half his total. All right, Varric, you're up. You're right near the guy, and you see the situation as it stands. What would you like to do?
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and use Disarming Glance at first level.
Okay.
Ooh. What
I'll
that
say
do?
DC 15. Don't worry about the damage. Actually, go ahead and click the damage. I just want to see how bad it is.
How do I click damage on the... Oh, I see. It's gonna be +7 because I have Intimidation. +7.
You have the proficiency bonus, not the entire roll, so it'll just be +2.
What?
Yeah. If you're proficient with Intimidate skill, you add your proficiency bonus to the psychic damage.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay. So 4 + 2 is 6, and that'll be enough. And were you going non-lethally, or...?
That's gonna be, yeah, non-lethal.
Okay.
Non-lethal.
So you kind of like grab a hold of his shoulder and kind of turn him about. And he kind of looks at you, and you're like, "Hey!" And then it like does that cool like James Kirkian kind of like snap on your eyes. Quit it. And he's like, he falls over unconscious. Spittle and like a little bit of blood from his tongue bite, kind of like in his mouth. All right, Varric, any movement from you, or any words? Because again, you don't know what the plan is. Only one of you knows what the plan is, and he hasn't mentioned it to anybody else.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That is what makes Kiernell confident that he's got this under control.
What do you say, Valentine? It's free action to speak.
Attic. We going to the attic.
You have no
I have
idea
no
where
word.
the attic is.
I'm
Up
going
the stairs.
I'm gonna just move away a little bit up here.
Great. All right, on guard initiative, this guard who is kind of standing here pulls out a device from his pocket and then taps it, and it glows a bright blue color. When he does so, this suit of armor here activates, flies over the steps,
Oh shit.
and lands here.
Okay.
It will then swing at Copper
Oh no.
because it'll cycle down to its initiative. Sorry, actually, one. This guard will rush out, and then you'll hear kind of like a jostling of the doors from behind you, Sebastian, as they try to get them open.
Okay.
Downstairs stuff is happening, but you're not aware of that yet. The guard who activated the armor flies over, the armor gets to attack, and will do so. Fucking hell. Sorry, hold on. Apparently, the module, because of the recycle, doesn't have the NPC sheets right, so I have to add them in each time. It's funny. Not for me, it's annoying, but it is a funny thing that's happening. It comes flying at you. Its big gauntleted hand comes flying down at you, Copper, and hits you for a total of 4 bludgeoning damage. Just a mad slap of metal just across the shoulder. Okay. Cycling back around to Valentine. Looks like you have an opening, but the animated armor might attack you if you try to breach.
I will take the opportunity attack to give Copper some leeway to run away.
Got it. The armor will swing. It will hit.
Okay.
This one's slightly stronger. It'll do 6 points of damage to you.
Alright.
So it's like it comes in with this hand and hits, and then as you're running, it kind of throws its arm out to try and bar you, and you kind of get clipped by it as you're running, and kind of also bludgeoned with it. It kind of stings your shoulder as you kind of rush past. Roll me a d20.
Oh no. Okay.
Because you're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
So you're holding the Murkmire stone in your left hand.
No, I got it in the bag.
Oh, you put it in the bag.
Yes.
When did that happen?
Huh?
When did that happen?
That's how he grabbed it. The bag over it.
Copper gave me the bag.
Oh,
I swooped.
Sorry, that is not what I thought was happening. Because that would have been an instantaneous dispersal of weight, which meant the doors wouldn't have had the opportunity. I thought you were picking it up, like touching it, and then teleporting.
No, I was doing the scoop with the bag and then teleporting.
I did not get that memo.
I'm
sorry.
so
I thought you were teleporting it with it in your hand before lifting it, so that the teleportation would trigger the sensor.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't. This is like it. He just as easily could have like done that where he teleports with it and then immediately puts it in the bag.
So then what I'll say is just to satisfy it, since you didn't disengage here and you're probably not going to take an action, your action this turn was shuffling it into the bag of holding. Is that fair?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
Go ahead and continue your movement. You've only moved 10 feet so far.
Yeah, not there.
5, 10.
Nope, this shit.
Just go back to the space you started in. This is 10 feet.
I know, I'm trying to do the thing where okay, 10 feet.
Got 8 minutes, come on.
15, 20.
25, 30.
25, right there.
Okay, Kieran. Still locked in? Georgina?
I don't know what to do, because I definitely don't want to, like, blow my cover right now.
Okay.
Although I am going to get up and move here, that's 30 feet. And I immediately start yelling at the statue and pointing at the guard who's on the ground, just screaming at the statue, "What are you doing? Don't just stand there! This man is dying! He needs your help right now!"
Hold on. As you're moving over in that direction, before you get there, this guard will say, "Stay back. We'll keep you safe." So as you're moving to pass by the guard here in the center, he yells over to you, "Stay back. We'll keep you safe." And he holds the blue glowing command rod towards you.
I'll be like screaming the same shit I was screaming, except now I'm pointing at him and also at those 2 dicks on the couch behind him.
Okay.
I'm just screaming at everybody to fucking get over there and help that guy.
Yep. And none of the nobles did anything. They did exactly what you did on your first initiative. They're like, "Oh, now we've got a show." And they're watching. And they look at you confused, like, "What are you on about?" Like the 2 that have been watching you. It'll go to Copper. You know that the opportunity attack has been soaked up. If you wish to move, you can. You can dash as well. You see the way that Sebastian is going.
What is my movement speed? 25 or 30?
Should be 30.
Yeah, 30. Okay.
It should be? Okay.
Should be 30. 19, 20, 25, 30. Right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay.
You want to dash?
I could dash, but
Are you wanting to go out? Are we escaping?
I'm following Sebastian.
Yeah, he's going this way.
He's going this way. I'm just following behind. I'm gonna reach the top of these stairs. I'm gonna turn around. Maybe.
Okay, so at the top of the stairs, you can see down. Alda Arkin is making her way back up the stairs. She is mad as hell. It looks like the animated armors are behind her at a distance from downstairs. And it also looks like a number of guards are also present. It does sound like some are shuffling outside as well. And we'll get to that discussion here at the end of the session tonight, which will be fun. But that's what you see looking down the stairs. Do you wish to remain at the top of the stairs or move?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna dash and keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Varric.
Ah,
The look on Broric's face is kind of one of panic when he comes around the stairs and looks down. So, how would you like to proceed?
So I will just follow them up, actually.
Okay. Do you want to take the dash
Yeah.
action?
Yeah.
You're already up in the stairs then. Go ahead and stop moving your token. And I will put you where you go. There is a stack of chests that have been kind of put up to a skylight, which has been breached. The presumption is this is the safe way that Valentine is running to escape.
Amen.
Hey,
Varric, done. It would go to the guard. The guard points his command rod in that direction. The thing moves. It doesn't quite get around the corner, so it'll be swinging at you. You'll have cover.
Hell yeah.
Trying to give you every single benefit I can, and unfortunately, the dice do not like you.
Goddamn.
Yeah, you're gonna take 4 points of bludgeoning damage from the smack from around the corner. Are you down?
No, not yet. I am very
shit.
close.
That's funny. Okay, well, I chatted you.
You chatted
very
me.
interesting circumstance there. Okay. And then this is also the moment that you will see Alda arise up at the top. She's dashing to get up here. And you see in her hand, she's holding a command rod, and she yells, "No one leaves!" And then she yells something in Elvish, which Kirnell you hear as, "Rise, dragon!" And when she says that, her command rod activates red, and the Allosaurus bones start moving.
Good. Oh no. That's a whole ass dinosaur.
Valentine, you are in proximity.
does that count as undead or beast?
No, it's a construct. It's actually animatronic.
So I'm gonna, if I move, can it? It already hit me, so like
It has
can
an
get
opportunity attack.
Okay. So I'm gonna be like, I'm leaving, and I'm gonna stick the middle finger at her, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to use my giant magic and get the fuck out of there.
How many times can you use that? Proficiency bonus?
Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah, 2 times.
Okay. So poop, you teleport
yeah.
30 feet, and then you can dash.
Yeah, I'm
Why are
gonna
you going that
go here. I didn't mean to.
He took a step back.
I'm going this way.
He had to come back out so she could see him to flip her off.
With
Like,
that person's speed, you're on the roof.
Yeah, I got 70
Yeah.
feet, so I'm gonna make it
With
however
that
far
person's
that gets
speed,
me.
you are out on the roof. It's totally fine. Kirnell, you are remaining locked in. You are not trying to retreat. Remembering, Alda turned the cops on you, and the cops are still looking at you. Slightly less
Yeah,
because of everything
definitely.
that's going on.
As this Allosaurus animates, it looks like Sebastian is gonna get away.
Yeah.
So as this Allosaurus animates, he sort of just like falls back, feigning shock and surprise, and returns to his seat over here.
Okay.
And he says, I must admit, this evening has turned out much more extravagant than I imagined.
But you
More
are
exciting than
locking in, remaining here with Georgina.
Yes.
Copper, you are up. Out the door. Dash.
Yeah, I guess dash.
Barrick, last question. Dash.
Yes.
Okay. So from there we'll pause.
We did it.
As you
Certainly took
rush
that.
out onto the roof, Krungar, you can see that guards are spilling out into the common wall area of the museum, and they seem to lift their command rods, and lights start glowing brilliantly from them all about the area. It's like a massive LED torch or the light spell inside of a crystal that causes them to glow amplified. And they start looking around the area. A couple of people start moving towards the back area, and you can see that they are starting to ascend the wall and look over in the direction that you kind of escaped from, but you're kind of stealthily kind of hiding, keeping an eye, obviously not like this, just, but you're stealthily kind of hiding.
He's still eating his popcorn. Oh, it's so exciting.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh,
they're
they're
back
okay. Sorry, you are watching from shadow. If you wish to escape at this point, seeing them starting to kind of come to the area looking for you, I need you to make a stealth check because you waited around.
Okay. Definitely too many for me to get anywhere near that area without
Yeah.
getting into confrontation.
Oh yeah, you'll be
Okay.
fighting at least a dozen guards if you want to move to them at this point from where you are,
All right.
and you'll be being chased by them now
I got a
because
3
you got a
on
3
this
on your stealth check. Okay, for those who are on the roof, you are moving across the very easy narrow pathway, but you are doing so in the light of night. There are still lights from below, and now the lights of the guards who are perusing the area. I need each one of you to make a stealth check, but because of your vantage, I need you to do so with advantage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh no.
Oh, baby, no whammies. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Fucking on fire tonight, buddy.
Fuck yeah.
Okay?
Mm,
Oh no.
Give me another roll, Michael. You can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Eh.
Okay.
You're good.
Oh no.
So as you're moving across,
Right.
the area, Varric, you're kind of like, okay, everything's working. Why didn't Kirinel follow us? You're thinking in your head. Okay, what about Krungar? Where's Krungar? Is Krungar? And you kind of look down to see Krungar, full orc sprinting down the cobblestone road, heading straight in kind of the same direction that you're going towards Lowtown of Penford. And there's 12 guards following behind him, tiered, right? They're not all in a group. There's 2 up front. There's 5 behind that, and there's a couple more behind that, running with torch lights. They're strange command rods, and then you see them pull pistols, and a couple of them start firing off in his direction. None of them hit, but they are shooting at him as he's being chased through the streets by these museum guards. Okay. That's in seeing that, you stumble and you fall and kind of clip against a roof point, which causes you to kind of catch, and a bunch of tiles kind of fall off, shingle tiles fall off and slam near the stone. The back party that was following him look up and they go, "Who's that?" And then they start moving towards a fire escape to kind of ascend up to the rooftops with you guys. You continue escaping, but the 4 of you, 1 of you on the ground level, 3 of you on the rooftops, will be committed to a chase at the beginning of next session, and Kirinel will be subjected to a very strenuous and very serious social encounter that could or could not end him entirely. And with that, we will end this session of Streets of Lavidia. I like the choices that were made. I love them. I think that Kevin really lucked out a lot in missing this session, so I'm going to be extra especially evil to him moving forward because I felt like you guys did really well despite everything that happened here. Pro tip: communication is very important for a relationship to work. That includes a gang. Talk. This is mainly Jonah. All right, folks, have a good night. Thanks for watching.